The SOMO Racing League is taking a week off, and this is what they're doing on that week off. This is the All-Star Race of 2018. It's going to be a long broadcast tonight. It's going to be a good broadcast tonight, as SOMO bring all their All-Stars to Charlotte Motor Speedway. And this is going to be a great session, as I've already mentioned. Sam Cooper Bennett in the booth with you. Joining me as always are my broadcast partners Scott Brinson and Mr. Tony Trapasso. Guys, this is going to be an interesting one, I think.
I don't think I'm drunk enough.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect here tonight, but we're here at the racetrack, and we'll just have to see how it all unfolds. I'm kind of confused on what's going on myself, but I'm sure we'll figure it out as we go along here. Absolutely. So if we sound a little confused out there in TV land, folks, that's because we are.
Absolutely, as we're going to go to our sponsors for tonight, as we are going to go to MB Motorsports. If you want peripherals for your sim machine, especially the iFlag which is advertised, then go to MB Motorsports. They will get you hooked up, and as a special treat for the first 10 users to use BOFA as a code in their website, they will receive $5 off a brand new iFlag. Also, want to give a shout out to Top City Travel. You can travel for $99 or something like that. If you want a decent, if you don't want a decent vacation for a decent price, then please visit Top City Travel. Want to give a shout out to the league sponsor, United Real Estate. If you want a decent price for your home, or if you're selling your home, or if you want to buy a home, then go to United Real Estate. They will get you hooked up and they will give you a decent price. Also want to give a shout out to Coffee and Glitter Mom. They've been sponsoring a couple of the races, so I'll give them a shout out here tonight. If you want a decent design for your cup or your glass for your drinks for your barbecue this summer, then go to www.facebook.com/Coffee and Glitter Mom. Also want to give a shout out to PZ Overlays. If you want a decent overlay like the one you see here tonight for your broadcast, then go to Paul Zota. He is the man supplying the overlays as PZ Overlays. You can find him on Facebook. Also, I'll be remiss if we didn't mention our support for pulmonary hypertension awareness. PH Aware, one of the most difficult diseases to diagnose in the world. If you want to find out more, if you want more information, or if you want to throw out a donation, then please go to phaware.global. Well, guys, it's going to be, yeah, I've said it several times, it's going to be an interesting one. We've never seen a race up like this before, and we're going to have an interesting qualifying session first before we go to the race tonight.
Well, I'm having done, pardon my language, folks, but having done some really crazy shit in iRacing myself, to the point where, you know, I've run with some leagues that they waive pit road speed limit in some races. You basically have to be your own admin and clear your black flag on a hotkey at the very last second before you bring that car to a final stop. Or you're going to be sitting in your stall for 15 seconds per timing loop that you just cranked through at full tilt.
Absolutely. As we're going to go to our qualifying session now, before we start this thing, guys, what are your final thoughts for tonight? Because it's going to be interesting to see how these guys can manage to get these fast laps with the format that Paul Zota has proposed.
Don't really have any final thoughts. I'm just anxious to see how this all unfolds and see what kind of craziness we're in for tonight.
I just want to say right now that Paul Zota, Joe Mitchell, and the rest of the admins in this league are way better people than I am to even want to try to shoulder the problems that are going to be inherent with what they're going to be doing tonight. So my hat's off to them for the job that they're about to partake in.
Absolutely. And before the first car does make it out on track, let me just go through the format of tonight's race. Well, for the qualifying at least anyway, as we see Paul Cohen, the first car to make it out of pit road.
Now, on your out lap, you have to maintain normal pit road speed. Once you leave the cones, game on.
Yeah, one driver at a time will be called out to track to go around. They will tell him to do a green flag green flag lap. He will do one lap, then he'll head into pit road at full speed, stop and get tyres and fuel, then head out at full speed, take the checkered flag, and then pass and the next pass start line. The total time from green to checkers will determine their start position for tonight's race. So interesting rules here for the race, as we're going to go to the live feed now.
And Colin was trying to carry a lot of speed through 1 and 2 there, so I'm thinking he's been working on doing this.
As here he comes down to pit road.
Oh, he just screwed it up. He screwed up his flyer.
Oh no.
They want him to do one full flying lap. He was going to pit early. And I'm hoping they give him another shot at this one. Solely because being the guinea pig, for lack of a better term, you know, he wasn't 100% certain what they were really looking for, and you know, that's one of the things that you see sometimes in the real life All-Star qualifying is, you know, the pit strategy. And he's cooking down pit road, but
and he's not too early into his pit stall.
Yep, stopped too soon. It cost him a little bit of time, at least a couple seconds.
Yeah, so this is going to be hard to determine from our point of view where they're going to be starting. But Paul Zota did assure me that before the new session goes up, he will give us a grid lineup of who's starting where before we get this thing on the way. As there goes Paul Cohen out of pit road again to get him to do his one lap around the track, and that's where his qualifying run will come to an end here tonight.
Once he crosses the start-finish line.
Yeah. So out of turn 4, coming down through the double dog leg and across the line. That gives him a... I don't know what total time that gives him, but that does give him a lap time of 34.219. So he's fastest in that respect, but obviously, like I said before, we're not going to know until the race where people are going to be starting when the actual race comes around. So this is going to be somewhat interesting to see. As Larry Holloway is going to come out of pit road now.
Yeah, we got quite a few drivers here tonight, so this process is definitely going to take just a little bit.
Larry Holloway is going to take his flying lap around the track now. Not going to really put up any times or anything like that, because as I've already mentioned, it's going to be a different format like that they're using tonight. But currently Paul Cohen is the fastest out there on track. Here comes Holloway across the line to start his flyer.
And actually, I heard that Cohen's time was a 2 minute 10 seconds .2 something. So basically, 2 minutes 10 seconds .2.
Okay, so that's the time to beat there for Larry Holloway. Luckily, it doesn't look like Larry Holloway's slowing down. He's not.
No, he's got it. He's on his flyer. So they have to do one full flying lap. Yep. And he just got the instruction to pit this time. And I will be right back, gentlemen.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, and then after they make their pit stop here, one full lap, then that's their time. So now that we've seen it, pretty easy to understand.
There he comes, full speed down pit road as instructed by league administrators. Can he make it into his pit stall in time? And he does. Great stop there for Larry Holloway. Gonna get those full fuel and tyres there for Mr. Feelgoods there, as the rules suggest.
Yeah, locked him up a couple times. Locked him up one time, slowing it down, and locked him up again there at the end. Didn't cost him too much time, though. Down and away. That's going to be a much better time than what we saw Cohen lay down.
As there he goes, away to complete his qualifying run. He's going to do one more circulation around here as he comes out onto the backstretch and towards turn 3 to complete his qualifying run. From general lap times perspective, he is much faster than Paul Cohen, but Paul Cohen obviously made that mistake on his flying run.
And that'll do it. I'll wait to see what the time was here. One minute, 56 seconds, .88 there for Larry Holloway. 1 minute, 56.88.
So he currently leads the qualifying standings as it stands. As we're waiting for our next one to come out, and it's a good one. It's Mr. Jeff Glockner in the United Real Estate's number 24. Missed last week's race due to because he was on vacation, but good to see him back out there on track, even if it's for the All-Star race.
Yep, good to see Jeff back. Going to basically be using this one as a test session for next week.
Absolutely. It's, we are going to bring you a... Well, this is, like you said, this is a preview for next week's Charlotte race, which is going to be... I'm actually looking forward to that because it's... I think it's half distance of the Coke 600, so it's going to be like 300 laps. No, 150
laps.
Miles. Yeah, 300 miles. So.
Oh, did they knock it off? Because I saw
200
last
laps.
week it was scheduled for 400 laps.
That's the Coke 600.
They're going full distance. Oh my!
Let me take a peek again.
I'm going to need lots of energy drinks for that one.
Yes, sir. You guys are scheduled for 600 miles next Thursday night, 400 laps at 9 o'clock. I won't be here with you on that night. I will be in Indianapolis.
I'm out of sick days. Can I call in dead? Just asking.
Anyway, here comes Glockner trying to slow down for pit road as he did put his lap time in. It is slower than Larry Holloway, but here he comes down pit road. It's the overall time out on track and in pit road that counts for where they start on the grid. So here he comes down to his pit box and he's overshot it. Has he?
By a lot.
Yeah.
He was almost 2 stalls away. And overshoots it backing up too.
So that's going to cost Jeff Glockner some time there as he is going to get his tires and fuel at this point in this session type thing.
And the time to beat right now is currently 1 minute, 56 seconds, .88 that we just saw by Larry Holloway.
And here comes Glockner now to complete his qualifying run, do that one circulation around track, cross the line and finish what he started. And that mistake in pit road is going to cost him some time, so he's not going to beat Larry Holloway's time, unfortunately. Larry Holloway seemed to have it nailed down on his qualifying run. Unfortunately, Glockner and Cohen made some pretty significant mistakes on theirs.
Well, I'm actually still hoping that they give Cohen another whack at it, because I was even confused as to when they had to pit. So, you know, that's just me being, you know, the nice asshole that I am. And that one was a 204.37 second time.
Yep, 2 minutes and 4 seconds.
Still good enough for second place as we've got...
okay, that's 2 minutes 4 seconds. Okay.
Yeah.
I get what they're putting down now.
Yeah.
Because the code that was being sent to me was a little... wasn't quite sure on that.
I'm just doing it old school, writing it down as I hear Joe Mitchell spit it out.
Well, Tom Clayton's PMing me, so I thank the guys in the admin trailer for PMing me that. So not all that far off of what Hollowell threw down, Glockner wasn't that far off when you think about it.
Yeah, as we're seeing,
he was what, a 158.
Yeah, as we're seeing, actually, league owner Paul Zota out on track now to start his qualifying run in that Top City number 99, Top City Travel 99. One Cheap Holidays, check them out. Anyway, here he comes on the backstretch. He's on his flying run right now. See what kind of lap time he puts down as he makes his way out of turn 4 into the double dog leg and across the line. Good enough for second place, 57 thousandths of a second off Larry Holloway's time in a normal lap time situation. But then again, like I said before, this is an overall time situation, so let's see how he nails it when he comes down to pit road.
He's got to hit the marks on pit road, and we saw Hollowell. He wasn't really pushing the issue hard coming down pit road. It's going to be interesting to see how Zota plays this one.
He's carrying a lot of speed in there, but that's what you're supposed to do. Does he get it?
Woed down and
perfect.
Spot.
Good job.
On.
Great one for Zota.
Now the key's getting off in time. He's got to be in a hurry. We can't be speeding.
Can't be speeding. What? They want him to go full tilt.
And there he goes, full speed out of pit road to complete his qualifying lap. He's got to do, again, another circulation around the track, and across the line he will go to finish his qualifying line, as there is the Top City Travel 99 making that final circulation around track, and he's absolutely nailed it as far as the pit stop goes. Not the fastest on a lap time format, but definitely nailed the pit stop as he comes around to turn 4 into the double dog leg just like the others before. Crosses the line, and that's Paul Zota over and done with for this qualifying session.
Zota to the top of the leaderboard.
Nope. He didn't. He ran a 157.53. That's just short.
Oh.
I thought it was a 158 for Hollowell.
156.88.
Ah, okay. Zota's second quick then.
As Brian Neff is going to be the next one to bring it out of pit road now. In the number 60. He's getting fuel and tyres first before he goes out. I'm not sure that's the way he's supposed to do it, Brian, but good try. As I've just lost sound. There we go. Got sound back again. Anyway, here comes Neff to start his qualifying run and get up to speed as he goes round to turns 3 and 4 to start his qualifying lap.
Now the dogleg through here is a little bit deceptive because it's not actually a double turn. If you hit it right, you're actually taking it as one turn, and if you get it wrong, you're basically eating the wall.
Absolutely, as he comes out of turn 4 to complete his qualifying run and see what lap he puts in this time. And his lap time didn't count. Why didn't the lap time count?
I don't know. I've seen it do that before, though. The game's done that before. Might have brushed the wall or something.
As I know why, because ATVO crashed on me. Great.
No,
and he's locking it up. He's sideways. That's going to cost him a lot of time. Completely sideways.
Oh, so Brian Neff.
He towed it.
Yeah, so he's going to lose a ton of time in pit road there. Brian Neff getting it all wrong in pit road. What?
Yeah, no time.
Ouch.
So Neff's going to start at the back, unfortunately.
He was only 6 stalls back.
Only.
Could have backed up to that one.
As David Gainforth is out now in the Tim Hortons number 101.
Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
You might want to update your...
Miller! Sorry! I take it back. I thought, no, Gamefall's not Canadian. Why has he got Tim Hortons on his car? No, that is actually Miller in the Miller High Life machine. So, nice paint scheme there.
Throwback to the shades of Bobby Allison.
Absolutely, as we are seeing him on his flying run right now. Let's see if this one is a good one for the 101. And I'm kind of jealous because he's actually got my number in this race, so, you know.
Well, if what you did last night is any indication, look for Gainsworth to have a hell of a run tonight.
Yeah.
Sam Cooper Bennett getting his first top 5 in Top Fuel last night. Congratulations.
Second, actually. I got one at Silverstone last season.
Okay, so the 2 British tracks seem to be your forte. Gainsworth lays down the quick flyer. Let's see if he can hit his pit stall.
Speaking of me doing well at the British tracks, we got Donington Park coming up at the beginning of next season, so look for me to do well there as well as you hit. Oh wow! Look at the speed he's bringing down pit road.
He went through the cones north of 130 and slides it just a little bit. Oh, has to back up.
Yeah, that cost him a lot of time there.
That was a major amount of speed coming down pit road, though. That was even faster than Paul Zota, though.
Yeah, he lost all that time he made him coming down pit road that fast, though.
Yeah.
Now this time he's got to speed out. Yeah, I wasn't with it a little bit ago. I kind of spaced out for a second of speeding off pit road.
There he goes to complete his qualifying run there to... I'm going to guess this is going to put him either 3rd or 4th. Probably 4th.
I don't know, because the line he was taking on his flyer didn't seem like it was going to be that ballistic, but he's, you know, almost a full 10th to the good on the flying lap. Let's see what this one works out as. That's good enough for 3rd quick.
159.21.
Put him 3rd?
Yep.
Yes, 3rd place.
So that's Larry Holloway on the pole so far. Paul Zota 2nd, David Gainforth 3rd, as Joe Owen is going to be the next one to come out in that Budweiser machine.
Battle of the beer wagons.
I know, yeah. And he's taking it very easy coming out of pit road. Not sure what that's about.
Yeah, me neither. He's just creeping. Maybe he wants to be at the back. Parade lap or something?
I don't know.
Camera time.
Yeah, he just wanted to get seen on camera because it just took just saw the whole side of the car on camera there before he started speeding up. He just wanted to show off his paint scheme on the broadcast. As there he is coming out of turn 4. That's a better view for you there, Joe. I don't know why he slowed down for it. As he comes across the line to start his flyer. I don't think he's going to be fully up to speed after being so slow coming out of pit road, though.
No, no way.
I would like to point out that I was trying the new Bud Light has flavors now. They had lime last year, and this year they've got an orange. Normally, I like just about anything with orange flavoring to it. Not so much this. Not a fan.
As Joe Owen goes to the top of the standings, 0.3 of a second faster than David Gainforth.
What were you saying about not being up to speed?
I know, right? Well, nearly 0.4 of a second. My God. What a time. Let's see how he handles it on pit road, though, as he comes out of turn 4. Gets it wound down just enough so he can turn into pit road. And here he comes.
Hits the cone at 155 miles an hour.
Gets into it perfect.
Wow.
This is going to be our fastest time, I think.
I don't see how he could have got up to that kind of speed where he started so late.
It's possible if you try hard enough. I'm guessing Joe Owen's got a bit of talent in that number 11 machine.
I guess so.
As there he
I don't
goes.
drive these NASCARs, so I guess I don't know what I'm talking about.
I can't drive them either. It's okay.
Hey, I'm a dirt track guy. Don't look
It's
at me.
not that I can't drive them, because I've raced plenty of races in them. I just choose not to. I'm an open wheel guy.
Bringing it around to finish his qualifying time at the stripe. It's going to be...
Switches off the engine as well.
52.
Wow.
0.58. 152.58.
That's 4 seconds faster than Larry Holloway's time. What a time there for Joe Owen. That is a contender for pole position here tonight.
Still got a lot of drivers to go.
Absolutely. As we're waiting for the next one to come out pit
next?
road. It's Ryan Gemmell in that number 6 machine. Driving a new paint scheme tonight as well.
Well, in honor of this track, it used to be called Lowe's Motor Speedway for a while.
I gotta be honest, this is the first for me tonight. I've done, I don't know how many of these races, and this is the first time where I've ever had to write down people's times. But we're doing it old school tonight, man, like they used to do it at the track.
Absolutely.
Hell, why not?
Forget all this 21st century technology. We've got pen and paper. That's all you need.
Yeah.
We're going back to the 70s. As here comes Ryan Gemmell on his flying lap now. Let's see what kind of time he puts down. Ryan Gemmell is usually quite fast in the championship races, so look for him to put something in the region of somewhere near Joe Owen's time, because he is usually quite competitive. Here he comes across the line now. And just 1/10 of a second off Owen's time.
It's going to be interesting to see how the Lowe's number 6 can hit its pit stall.
Please tell me that's not going to be Jimmy Johnson's throwback scheme for Darlington this year.
No idea, but he is way down on speed hitting the cone, over 20 miles an hour slower.
Pretty good getting into his stall.
Yeah, he hit his marks perfectly, but yeah, like you said, Tony, he did slow down quite a bit coming into pit road. That is going to cost him a lot of time as he completes his qualifying run. Revving the engines already as his lefts go on and he's away. Let's see what kind of time he puts down now as he completes his qualifying run right now.
Wasted no time getting back up to speed, right back into the racing line. Got a decent one going.
Absolutely, as here he comes down the backstretch here at Charlotte. Into turn 3 and 4. Out of turn 4 and across the stripe to complete his qualifying run. Guys, what is the time for that one?
$153.44.
That's good enough for second place. Good time there for Gemmell.
Tom Clayton going to be the next one coming out on track.
So that means Joe Owens, your pole sitter right now. Ryan Gemmell. And then it's Holloway, Zoda, and Gainforth are your top 5.
Expect that to change dramatically as more and more cars come out to do their qualifying runs. And here's one of the usual front runners of the SOMO Portside Land Rover and Jaguar Cup Series. Mr. Tom Clayton got several podiums this season, still looking for that first win, and maybe he's looking to get his first ever All-Star win here tonight.
So Tom, since Sam just jinxed you, you can meet him in Oswego, New York on Columbus Day weekend.
Yeah, people will be lining up to kick me in the trunk. It's okay.
I know, right?
You should make it an attraction, charge $10 per kick.
I plan to. As a matter of fact, I've already PM'd both Frenchie and Junior.
You should charge during your triple.
Oh, I plan to.
Mind you, he doesn't have a ride right now, so he's probably not making any money.
So Clayton going identical to Ryan Gemmel's flying lap time.
Yeah, absolutely. 0.000. So, yeah, here he comes down pit road. Slows it down like Gemmel did. Actually, no, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. He was actually 10 miles an hour off Gemmel.
He's going to overshoot.
Overshot it by a lot.
So expect his times to be down there where maybe Holloway, maybe.
No, he'll be somewhere around Gainsforth. Yeah, Gainsforth, Holloway. He'll be somewhere around that general vicinity.
So not the qualifying session Clayton wanted here at Charlotte for the All-Star race, but qualifying is one thing. The race is completely a different matter altogether, so hopefully he'll be able to pick up a few spots when the race comes around. So here he comes out through turns 3 and 4 to complete his qualifying run, and we're going to see what time he gets right now as he crosses the stripe to finish his qualifying run.
$157.64.
Oh wow, that's slower than Holloway. So that's put him in 4th. So that pit mistake really cost him right there. As here's one of the sorry.
That actually puts him 5th because Paul Zoda ran a 157.53 to Tom Clayton's 157.64.
Well, and here's one of the big hitters of the SOMO Portside Jaguar and Land Rover Cup Series, Mr. Chris Simard, running a fantastic new paint scheme here tonight, guys.
Yep, that is a sharp paint scheme, and like we were talking last night, that's definitely one that should be posted in the Soda Pop gang.
Mountain Dew Ice.
And if you've not tried that, actually is a very tasty beverage.
Absolutely. So here comes Chris Simard. Expect him to put a very competitive time here at Charlotte for the All-Star race as he makes his way on to the backstretch. Gonna be very fast. He's definitely got. He's already got a win on the season in the actual Cup Series, but you got to consider him one of the favourites for the All-Star race as well.
Oh, we're about to see.
Oh, 14 thousandths of a second off Joe Owens' time. So he's right there in the ballpark. Let's see how he gets this pit cycle nailed down as he slows down for pit road now. They only have to slow down slightly just to get the angle enough to get into pit road, and here he comes. A lot of speed into pit road. Can he get down to his pit stall?
160 miles an hour at the cones.
Oh, he overshot it and hit the wall.
Yeah. Oh, by a lot. Wow.
Good grief.
And he's still trying to get in. Yeah, this cost him tons of time.
That might put him to the... Well, it won't put him to the back because Brian Neff obviously didn't get a time, but it's definitely going to be down there.
So, Sam, remind me that when we get you over here, I got the perfect cure for jet lag. What you do is you take a highball glass and you pour half a can of Mountain Dew Ice and half a can of Monster Energy Sunrise Surprise, the orange sugar-free, but it's loaded with caffeine. And then Mountain Dew Ice, of course, has caffeine in it. And you bomb that down, I guarantee your jet lag will be gone.
Do you want me to write my will while I'm at it?
Nah, you'll be fine.
As there goes Chris Simard across the line. What damage has that done there, Scott?
159.78. Cost him a lot of time.
It's not... He's ahead of Paul Cohen, but he's definitely going to be behind Jeff Glockner, isn't he?
No, the three that will be behind him are Paul Cohen, Jeff Glockner, and Brian Neff.
So he's got 3 people behind him anyway. Here comes.
And he just finished right behind Gainforth. Gainforth had a 159.21. Samard ran a 159.78.
Alright, as here comes Jim locking to start his qualifying run in that number 91 machine. What's that on this car? South Point?
South Point Casino.
Nice! Let's have gambling on the cars, that's great.
Why? It's a legit sponsor.
I know.
They sponsored, actually the owner's son had that on his car for quite a few seasons. Driving for Penske.
So here comes locking on his qualifying run. Let's see what sort of time he can lay down as he comes through turns 3 and 4 into the tri-oval or quad-oval. And that's good enough for... Didn't give him a time. Something's happened to locking there as he was not given a time on that run. But let's see if he still gets a time for his whole qualifying run. Remember, it's the overall time out on track and in pit road that will be classed as your starting position time. So let's see how he does this. Yeah,
he is way down on speed.
Oh yeah,
super cautious.
93.
So 93 is too slow and 170 is too fast.
So somewhere in the middle is where you want to be. About 130, 140, you got a shot.
Yeah, that's the speed that Joe Owen came down pit road and he got it absolutely nailed down.
Yeah, he did. 152.58 is the time these boys are looking to beat.
That's going to be tough to beat.
Well, we had one get close. That was Ryan Gamble, ran a 153.44, so less than a second off.
As here comes Jim locking to complete his qualifying run. Makes it into turns 3 and 4. Can't help but think this is going to be a good time, but it's not going to be up there with the top 2, unfortunately. Maybe somewhere around Tom Clayton or maybe, I'm not sure. We'll find out now.
158.43.
That's slower than Larry Holloway. Larry Holloway's still holding on to that number 3 spot. That's pretty impressive, even though he put a 156 in.
Yep, still good for 3rd. Zoda's sitting 4th right now, and then Clayton's 5th.
And here's another one of the big hitters. Aaron Mulrooney Jr. makes his way out of pit road now.
And that 158.43 actually put Jim Locking in 6th place. We've had 11 qualify so far. About half of them.
Well, 10 really, because Brian Neff didn't get a time, did he? So,
but that still counts as system. He just doesn't get a time.
Yeah, true.
He can't go back out. He attempted.
As there goes Aaron Mulrooney Jr. to start his qualifying run. He goes through turns 1 and 2 in that Amazon number 07. And Aaron Mulrooney is also one of those guys that's been knocking on the door for a win this season. Never quite been able to make it. Hopefully his season will pick up once we go back to Charlotte next week as he crosses the line to complete his fast lap. That's only good enough for 5th place. He's 0.2 of a second off Joe Owen's time. But again, this is going to be all down to the pit stop and see if he can get it absolutely nailed down.
Yep, doesn't really matter what you do out on track as long as you're halfway decent out there. It's a matter of getting on and off pit road with enough speed and not wrecking yourself. We've seen some guys having some issues and then some guys taking it just easy coming in. Yeah, he's taking it easy too. He's down around 115 coming in.
Well, he's got an early stall too, so
probably has a lot to do with it.
And
pretty good, decent.
He made
double
it.
tapped it, but made it.
Now he just needs to hammer it. Might be a top 5 time. He got on and off pretty solidly, so might be looking at a top 5. I don't think this is going to be quick enough to take the pole.
No, but
I don't think he was carrying enough speed on.
It could definitely be a top 3 though, considering how perfect he got his lap and maybe how perfect he got into his pit stall. So, yeah, his pit stall wasn't that perfect, but he was definitely up there as he crosses the line to complete his qualifying run. And where does that put him?
156.18.
So that puts him into 3rd, just ahead of Larry Holloway. Larry Holloway finally knocked off into the latter half of the 2nd row.
And Papala up next.
So here come the big hit. We've got a lot of big hitters coming through now. So Shane Papala, one man that's another one that's been knocking on the door for a win this season. Definitely would love to get an all-star win under his belt here tonight. I'm guessing... I'm not going to say it again because we thought we were going to get a fast time out of Chris Samard, but he screwed up his his pit stop. So I'm just going to let him run his lap and see how he does.
So I would like to remind all the drivers that Sam has jinxed, that we're trying to get Sam over here to the States to experience his first Napa Auto Parts Super Dirt Week during the first week of October.
Yep.
So should we meet the funding that we need to get him over here, which you can find a link on the Bofa Broadcasting Facebook page, you can see it. Just meet us in Oswego, and we're going to charge $5 a kick to punt Sam in the mommy daddy button.
You know what? People are just going to pay my GoFundMe just to get me over here so they can kick me in the nuts for free.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, look at the speed. Shane Papala's coming down pit road.
It's a lot.
162 at the...
Oh, just missed it.
Through his stall by a full stall.
And more. He's still backing up. That's going to cost him a bunch of time.
Oh no, he's had to tow. That's going to put it...
Wow.
No time for Papala. That's going to put him at the back with Brian Neff.
Yep, no time.
And Scott, yes. To answer your question.
What was the official time on Mulrooney? Did you get
156.18?
Okay, I was doing like 4 things at once there. 1.8. Just trying to keep track of all of it.
So Shane Papala, heartbreak there for the number 89 as here comes Kurt Davidson to start his qualifying run. Another driver he's actually looking to have some better luck because he's not had the best of seasons. He's been he's like me. If he didn't have bad luck, he'd have no luck at all.
I know last night you had a pretty decent run.
That's because it's a track I know and I know I can do well at. So Brands Hatch is one of my tracks.
Well, 14th qualifier.
Well, being as Charlotte is one of those tracks that they make you run during rookie street stocks. It's one of those tracks everybody should know, kind of semi-mediocre.
I got most of my official wins in the street stocks as well, so Actually, most of my official wins were actually in DW12s, but I kind of try and keep that a secret.
Why? Why are you trying to keep it a secret?
Because
are you ashamed of the DW12 or something?
Joke.
It keeps people's expectations low.
So I would like to point out that 88 thousandths off of Joe Owens' flying lap time.
Oh, Davidson!
It stops a tick short. That's gonna hurt.
Yeah, not too much though.
Yeah,
not as bad as we've seen some of the others.
He came in with about the same speed as Shane Papala, but yeah, managed to get it woed down, but was a tick short coming into his pit box. If he'd have got that perfect, we'd have seen a new pole sitter right now.
I think this is still going to be a top 4, maybe top 5.
as he comes around out of turn 2 to complete his qualifying run. Remember, they got to do one full lap after being in pit road to complete their qualifying run. As here he comes out of turn 4 towards the quad oval and across the line to complete his qualifying run. Guys, what's the time we got for him now?
156.43, so another 156.43.
That's putting just slower than Jim Locking, am I right?
Locking ran a 158.43. The other 56s are Aaron Mulrooney ran a 156.18, and then we also had Larry Holloway run a 156.88. So he's sandwiched in the middle of the 56s there.
As here comes the series points leader, Adam Baker, to start his qualifying run. He's trying to steal a page out of Joe Owens, but going slow on the outlap.
Puts Davidson 4th overall.
Nice. So good qualifying run there for Davidson.
And the one thing I do want to mention, you know, Adam has been watching the broadcast. We do have to give a shout out to Adam and the entire team over at MB Motorsports. It was announced during the drivers' meeting that MB Motorsports is going to be giving away one of their affordable iFlags to the winner of tonight's event.
Absolutely, and that is
Very cool.
Yeah, that is the prize that's on the line tonight here at Charlotte Motor Speedway in this all-star race. Whoever can come home with the win tonight will be going home with an iFlag supplied by MB Motorsports. Also, if for those that are watching, the first 10 viewers that can use the code BOFA as a product code will receive $5 off an iFlag themselves. So iFlags for everybody.
Absolutely. And for more information on how you can get your own iFlag, go to MBM Mike Bravo Mike Sim Racing, all one word, .com/shop. That's MBM Sim Racing /shop.
Baker missed it by about 2 stalls there. He had to back up a bunch.
Yeah,
But he still got back in there pretty good. So he had a lot of speed coming down pit road. He might still have a shot at this. Just depends.
he's giving it up. He's out of his car.
Yeah, he is. No time.
And no time for Adam Baker. Wow.
Still no official on it. He's done. No time.
Wow. So that's 2 of the big hit. Well, 3 of the big hitters at the back of the field for tonight's race. So we're going to be expecting those to come through the field once the main race starts. As here comes another one of the big hitters, Mr. Jay Felton, in that number 9 machine.
Out of the 15 that have qualified, we've had 3 take no time. First one was Brian Neff, then Shane Papala, and Adam Baker just now.
Well, it's good to see Hooters back on a race car. As the last time they had a successful Cup Series drive was when Alan Kowicki took the Ford Underbird, and I did say Underbird because he was definitely the underdog that season, to the 1992 Cup Series championship.
That was a long time ago, my friend.
Yes, it is, but I'll tell you right now, you know, Alan Kowicki, one hell of a person, one hell of a driver, one hell of a business person. And unfortunately, you know, there was a career that was cut way too short.
Absolutely. So here comes Jay Felton to complete his qualifying, his hot lap. Only good enough for 8th place, but gonna see how he does the pit stop now. I'm thinking it's a combination of how fast you go around on your hot lap and how fast you get it in and out of pit road is what gives you the definitive time, right?
Well, yeah, it's the total time from the time you cross the stripe to start your flyer to the time you cross the stripe after your pit stop.
Right.
And he just hit the cone at 170 miles an hour.
Can he get it stopped? Doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
He got it stopped.
Wow.
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 How
Looked
the
like
hell did he get
sliding.
that load down?
This might be your pole. I didn't think he was going to. It looked like he was carrying so much speed. He was just going to keep on sliding. But good job by Jay. This may be your pole time right here.
Got a lot of wheel spin coming out of his pit box, though. That might cost him a couple of tenths, but here he comes out of pit road to complete his qualifying run through turns 1 and 2. Potentially your fastest lap here, but wasn't fast. It wasn't very fast on his flying lap, so that might hurt him too. Let's see how he
hit his marks perfect, though. Whether or not he slowed down too soon, that has yet to be determined. We're about to find out as he works his way out of turn 4 into the dog leg and across the line.
$152.58, and that's the same exact time what Joe Owen ran. 152.58.
My God.
Wow.
As here comes the man of the hour, Mr. Keith Mayata, to see what he can do for this qualifying session.
How they're going to determine that, I don't know, but yeah, they ran the same exact time.
I'm guessing they'll give it to Joe Owen because he set the lap time first, I should imagine.
That's what I'm thinking.
But let's see what...
Felton right now sitting second, and then that pushes Ryan Gimmel down to third with his 153.44.
Well, let's see what the winningest driver in SOMO Cup Series history can do.
Yeah, he might have a lot to say about this, as he was the winner at... Where were we last week? Kansas last week.
Yeah.
Makes his way into turns 3 and 4.
Got a decent lap underway so far.
And this is what you got to expect from Keith Mayata. He's always up there in the hot laps. And yep, 35 thousandths of a second faster on his flying lap. The question is, all he needs to do is nail down his pit stop, and we might be seeing a new pole sitter here.
Okay, and Paul Zoda just confirmed it. It will go to Joe Owen in the tiebreaker because he did set it first.
Well, there you go. That determines that. Look at all this speed that my auto is carrying down.
171 miles an hour at the cone.
And he hit his marks.
Yeah, he did.
Holy crap.
That's going to be your pole sitter right here.
Oh, my God.
Get the kids. You got to see this.
Waff, get to the TV. You got to see this.
Imagine this would be a 50, 51.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be up there. So here he comes.
If this isn't the pole time, I'm going to be shocked.
The only thing that's going to stop him from getting the pole right now is if he twists an engine going through turn 3.
Which I don't think is possible on a 2-lap qualifying run.
Anything's possible in motor racing. We've all figured this one out.
You're not wrong.
Here it is.
Oh my lord.
151.6.
Oh, 151.6.
151.60.
That's put 5 tenths of a second faster.
That's almost a full. Almost a full second faster.
Now,
0.02 short.
Here is a man that might be able to challenge him for that time. That is Mr. Travis Wall. Has had a lot of speed in this season, but unfortunately races have not seemed to go his way. Let's see if he can be up there with Keith Mayata. He definitely has the talent to do it, so definitely one to watch here tonight. So let's watch him as he makes his way round the track for his qualifying lap right now.
He's getting after it. 100 or 202 miles an hour as he hauls it off into turn number 1. That's the first time I've seen somebody go north of 200 in a solo lap.
Oh, we've seen what Travis Wall is like. He is naturally fast, and he does know. Every time he enters a race, he's definitely one of the closest challengers to Keith Mayata, and if he gets this nailed down, you'll definitely see why. As he's not the fastest out there on his hot lap though.
He wasn't. His flying lap was only good for 6. But let's see what happens when he goes to 201 miles an hour into turn 3, gets it woed down. Not really pushing the envelope, only 150 at the cone, but he's got a lot less track to play with.
Oh, and there it is.
Slides through his stall and into the wall.
That hurts. That cost him a lot of
time.
Slid
through his stall, your stall, my stall.
Everybody's stall.
Can't get in there. Wow, he's still trying.
No
He's
time.
Called no mas.
Wow.
He's the 4th.
We've got another big hitter coming out.
And again, Seth, part of the iFlag team.
Yep, that'll be MB Motorsports. They are the presenters of tonight's, well, they are the sponsors for tonight's All-Star race of 2018. Remember, the winner of this race will receive an iFlag, and also, for the first 10 people watching this stream to use the code BOFA in the little code thing you put in as a discount, you will receive $5 off your very own iFlag. So, like I said before, iFlags for everybody.
And remember, you can get that at mbmsimracing.com/shop.
Absolutely. As here comes Seth Hatchell on his fast lap. Let's see what he can put down in that number 8 machine. Crosses the stripe. No fast time. He must have hit something. Or he must have got a wheel on the apron or something. I don't know.
There's something discrediting their laps.
Yeah.
I'm thinking grass hits.
Oh, through the tri-oval?
Could be. It could be.
Yeah.
As here he comes down pit road now. He gets it.
Pretty good.
So that's going to put him up there if he gets it right.
Just a matter of how much speed he was carrying down pit road. He was kind of taking his time a little bit there at the end, but he got in there right. He didn't make a mistake. Down on the way.
So he makes it out of pit road in one piece as he makes his way out of turn 2 onto the backstretch to complete his qualifying run. And as we've already spoke about, got the lap time discounted, but got his pit stop absolutely nailed down. So let's see what overall time he will get when he crosses the line. He comes out of turn 4, brushes the wall, and there he is across the line. I'm guessing that's why his lap time was discounted before, because he might have brushed the wall.
153.74. 153.74.
That's good enough for third place. No, fourth place,
Fourth.
sorry. So I'm thinking that wall touch must have cost him a bit of time.
Yeah, Ryan Gemmell ran a 153.44, so he just missed third.
Or fourth.
Yes, fourth. Sorry.
As we're waiting for the next driver to make it their way out on track.
And I would like to give a quick shout out to our Phenomenal Evolution racing teammate, Mr. Ronnie Osmer, who is in an official session at Bristol right now and just bested Rico Abreu.
Nice.
In qualifying.
Awesome going. So we're waiting for the next driver to make their way out on track. We're still waiting for Jay Dubuque, Ryan Robertson, Joe Mitchell. As Joe Mitchell makes his way out on track right now, John Estes and Ron Hollifield are the other two drivers to make their way out on track as well. Joe Mitchell, the next one to step up to the plate. Let's see what he can do here.
Yes, got been all times all night long now. Guy keeping time's got to go out there and record his own time.
Well, he's got to see how the other drivers have been attacking this. Let's see what Joe can do. Because we know Joe knows how to charge.
Yeah, and he's got a good feel with what he needs to do to get the time, so.
As he makes his way into turns 1 and 2. With that nice Snickers machine.
And tonight's Heartburn brought to you by Jenny Cream Ale.
You keep saying that you want it, and yeah, it gives you heartburn.
Yeah. I'm thinking it had to do with the ham sandwich I had with it.
As there goes Joe Mitchell across the line. What's that going to give him? A time good enough for 6th place. Let's see if he can make up that time in pit road as he comes out of turn 2 towards the backstretch. Let's see how he can get the speed woed down into pit road. It's not so much how you can get it woed down, it's how you can get it pointed into pit road when you come around to turn 4.
And Joe down to 160 at the line.
Can he get it into a stall though?
Cone. Well, here's hoping.
Nope. He overshot it.
Nope.
Yep.
Not too bad.
I've seen worse.
Yeah.
Recovered quickly, knew it was going to happen, and basically had it in reverse before the car actually came to a stop. So good on Joe for that one.
Could be close to a top 5.
As there he comes out of pit road.
He's got to hustle it here. If he can get to turn 3 at 100 and I dare say 85 miles an hour, he should put it top 5. 196.
So he could be pretty good here as he comes out of turn 4 to complete his qualifying run. Let's see what sort of time this gives him right now as he crosses the line.
Oh, waiting to hear. Still waiting. I haven't heard nothing yet, boys.
That makes 2 of us. And I've been getting DM'd by the admin trailer. 1 minute 53.63.
There you go.
Where does that put him?
5th.
Oh, so that was good enough for top 5 though. So Tony, you were right. But remember, there are 4 more drivers left to run this qualifying. We've got J.D. Buke, Ryan Robertson, John Estes, and Ron Hollifield. Who do you reckon's...
And Ryan Robertson getting a shot right now. I'm excited to see what type of lap time Hollyfield's going to put down, because he's been known to bust one out on occasion.
Absolutely, and unfortunately for Hollifield, still reeling from his mistake at Dover. Not been the happiest person of late either.
Well, you know, it's a party tonight, so let's enjoy this one.
Is this one of those occasions where everybody has a party and a race breaks out?
Usually that's All-Star Week, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you take a look at everything that goes on around the real-life All-Star Weekend. You know, there's all sorts of events throughout the greater Charlotte Metroplex area, you know, up to and including pit crew challenges and, you know, different shop tours that just about every shop puts on. You know, so it's a party and a race breaks out.
And Ryan Robertson having a party of his own there as he goes fastest by 23 thousandths of a second over Keith Moyato. If he gets this pit stop nailed down, guys, and again, we could be seeing another new pole sitter here.
Oh, we're about to find out.
Not enough speed, I don't think.
Well, he's going to be pitting way before Moyato was, so kind of have to balance it when he hits the cone.
Makes it.
Not bad.
Spot on.
Oh, no!
Oh, he had to pull up some. Yeah. Oh, he's still moving now.
He was too far left. He was too far left.
Oh, he's still trying. Yeah, that's probably going to be a no time.
Oh,
no, if he still takes the time, he's still going to be top
10.
12? Top 12?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. That cost him a lot. He's going to record a time, though. He's going back out.
I mean, you take a look at who didn't record times, and you know, and who else flubbed on their pit stop. You know, you still got a chance at a top 15 starter spot.
I mean, there's 24 cars in this session, so for this going to be taking part in tonight's All-Star race, 3 cars didn't take a time, so you're going to be
4 cars.
Yeah, 4 cars, yeah. So, regardless, you're going to be in the top 20 after those guys didn't take a time.
2 minutes, 5 seconds, 07.
Wow, that's going to be down towards Paul Cohen.
Yeah, puts him right in front of Cohen with Glockner just in front of him with a 204.
Wow. So, that was...
Oh, we got 3 more?
Yeah, we got 3 more. We've got Jay Dubuque, we've got John Esters, and Ron Holyfield.
Holyfield's not in the session.
Oh.
No, I guess we got 2 more then. And a lot of them are disconnecting right now.
Dubuque is not in the session. And Estes is not in the session.
Yeah, that's it then. We're done, boys.
So they're going to set up a new server as quickly as they can. Looking somewhere between 10 and 15 or 10 and 15 minutes.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. As before we, while we're going to a quick break, let's just mention a few of our sponsors here. MB Motorsports are the guys that sponsor in tonight's race. Whoever wins tonight's race is going to get a free iFlag system for their rig. Again, if you're the first 10 viewers to use the code BOFA when you're in the checkout, you will receive $5 off your very own iFlag. So definitely something you want to take advantage. Let's go to mbmmotorsports.
And while we're talking about that, let's reach out to Mr. Adam Baker, one of the owners of MB Motorsports. Adam, you got us.
Yes, sir.
So what can you tell us about the iFlag?
The iFlag is it's a pretty cool system. It's basically just an LED grid, and it syncs up with iRacing, and it will display whatever flags are shown in the game, because the little flag icons are sometimes hard to see. But it adds to the immersion factor. And our specific iFlags at MB Motorsports, we have a custom designed shell. We have tabletop stands. We also have some wall mounts, and different versions and variations for whatever you might need or might want for your rig. So it's a pretty cool system, and we're trying to make it affordable for anybody that wants one. And like you guys are showing, the first 10 to use the code BOFA receive $5 off. So put in your orders soon. They're probably going to go fast. So appreciate you guys putting that up there.
Now, real quick, it's very similar to those that race in real life. It's similar to the race safe system where you can kind of mount it on your rig, and when the yellow comes out, that thing will light right up for you.
Yeah, so it'll flash yellow flags, black flags, checkered flag, whatever flag is being shown. It also has a spotter function, so it'll tell you with some brackets like which side of your car the other car is on. As your spotter announces it. So that's really helpful. That's probably the most helpful feature, honestly. And you can use multiple of them at a time. So it's a pretty cool system.
All right. Well, Adam, thanks a lot for joining us. And at mbmsimracing.com/shop.
Yes, sir.
All right. Adam Baker, thank you for that, and best of luck tonight, sir.
All right. Thank you, guys.
And that was Adam Baker joining us in the booth just to give us a few words on MB Motorsports. Guys, I think we should talk to our, we should talk to the man that's managed to grab the pole tonight.
As soon as I find him.
Okay.
Here, lizard, 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 lizard.
GAC.
Got him. Reaching out now to our pole sitter, Mr. Keith Mayato. Keith, Tony up in the booth, you got me, sir.
10-4.
Wow. I don't know how else to say it. Wow.
Well, I didn't make a mistake, so that was the main thing coming down, especially pit entry. That's a little tough because pushing it in during practice, I was getting pretty loose and kind of tossing myself in the grass, but it worked out.
190 or 170 plus when you hit the pit in cone and then just put it perfect in your stall. How many times did it take you to practice that one?
Quite a few. I actually joined one of the practice sessions on Monday, and I realized I had to join in early so I can get a nice, pit stall that's at the far end of the pit, because if I had anything mid pits, in the middle of the pits, it would affect, your corner entry, right? You'd have to get on the brakes really soon, and so I wanted to make sure I got one right up in the front. But no, it gets pretty tricky because actually pit road's pretty bumpy, so it's pretty easy to get some wheel hop there.
True story, but Keith, that was an impressive throwdown that you just did. Congratulations on the pole. What are your thoughts going into tonight's event?
The setup is really tight, so I don't know what it's going to be like when you're running side by side with another guy. So, and I'm not too sure what it's even going to do in a long run, because it gets really tight after about 2-3 laps. So hopefully, if we do get a long green flag runs, I can keep the tires under.
Now I got to ask the obligatory question, because we were kind of wondering this up here, that it's going to be 30 laps for the first segment. You can pit anytime before that, but everybody has to go down on lap 30. If I heard the driver's meeting right.
Yes. Yep, pretty much. We have to pit. It's a mandatory pit stop at lap 30, and then also at lap 60, so another 30 lap run, and then a 10 lap shootout at the end if I'm still there.
Okay, now I got to ask the really dumb question, because I'm not sure how they're doing this. They said that caution laps don't count?
I didn't hear that part of it. It probably won't, just because it'll cut the race down pretty short, right? Seeing that we only have 70 laps in total.
Right, and that's kind of what I was wondering, is how they were. So you weren't sure either how they're going to be doing that one. So it's something we're probably going to have to reach out to either Joe or Paul about when the new session goes up.
My guess would be, not to interrupt, but my guess would be we used to do this in an old league where they would set an extra 10 laps at the end of the race in case we had green-white checkers. So I'm guessing they'll just schedule it longer, and they'll have somebody keeping track of it.
Fair
yeah,
enough.
I'm not too sure. I might have missed it on during our driver's meeting. Caught everything else, but I didn't hear anything about that, so it could be something new.
All right, so Keith, I want to apologize ahead of time in case you received the announcer's curse tonight, though we did break that last week. But should you receive the announcer's curse tonight, you should be able to meet up with Sam Cooper Bennett in Oswego, New York on the United States Columbus Day weekend, first weekend in October. And we're only going to charge $5 to kick Sam in the button.
You really want to see me get kicked in the nuts, don't you?
No, I don't think I would do that. It's not a points race, so it's okay.
Fair enough. But best of luck to you, Keith. We'll let you get back to it.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Well, that was Keith. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that was Keith Mayato, our pole sitter for tonight's race. Another person I think we should have a word with is one of our bad luck kids for tonight. Maybe.
How about Brian Neff?
Yeah, let's talk to Brian Neff.
Go ahead, Sam.
Brian Neff, Sam up in the booth. You got me, sir.
Hey, Sam. How you doing?
Not too bad. Unlucky in qualifying there. It's going to put you near the back of the field. What are your thoughts going towards the race? Are you going to be able to make any moves from the back?
Yeah, it's going to be a long race. So I'm going to just take my time and see what happens. We just had the brake bias was off a little bit for the qualifying run there. So
yeah, definitely unlucky. Got it all wrong when you came into pit road. I mean, thankfully you weren't the only one that got it wrong into pit road. I mean, Chris Simard, another one that got it wrong, as well as a couple of others. But Charlotte is one of those tracks where you can actually make moves from the back. So you got to be looking for, like, maybe cautions, maybe get yourself forward, or you're going to try and make some of those sweet passes on the inside.
well, with it being a couple short stints, tire wear is not going to be an issue. So, normally here people burn their tires up pretty bad, and you can gain a lot late in the run. But the way the format is tonight, we're not going to have long runs, so it's going to be difficult for sure.
Absolutely. Well, Brian, unlucky in qualifying. Let's hope you can pick it up in the race, and hopefully we'll be speaking to you after the race is finished.
All right, man. Thanks a lot.
And that was Brian Neff joining us in the broadcast booth. Tony or Scott, anybody you guys like to talk to?
The guy I want to talk to is setting up the next session right now, so I really don't want to disturb Paul Zota. But I'm dying to know how that's going to turn out.
Let's speak to Joe then.
That's what I was saying. I'm thinking that the way they're just going to do it is overschedule the race, add maybe 20, 30 laps to it, and then just have somebody keeping track of it like they were doing in the qualifying with the times.
Well, what they were saying to me, what Paul was saying to me before the broadcast began, is that they're going to do 70 laps here tonight. It's going to be 3 stages. It's going to be 30 for the first stage, another 30. So the second stage is going to finish in lap 60, and then they're going to have a 10-lap shootout between the top runners. So
yeah, and if they're not going to count caution flags at all, the only way to do that is just to overschedule the race. I don't know of any other way to do it.
Absolutely.
Well, there is another way to do it, but it requires somebody to be in race control at all seconds. And that was when I was doing a dirt league earlier. And you can go back and watch this, folks. But what they did was the entire session was a long practice session, and they hand scored the laps.
Yeah, you could do that, but that's no fun.
You're not wrong, because I don't want to be that person. So
yeah. Anyway, while we've got a few minutes, let's go through another couple of our sponsors. Let's go to Top City Travel. If you want a cheap vacation for yourself at a reasonable price, then please go to Top City Travel. Let me get the readout here. Paul Zota is actually driving the 99 Top City Travel car. Basically, if you want a decent if you want a decent vacation, then go to Top City Travel. Book your next trip on Top City Travel, and yeah, you'll get a decent price for them. Go to topcitytravel.com.
And speaking of Top City Travel, joining us now, the driver of the Top City Travel number 99 tonight, Mr. Paul Zota.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Well, Paul, we're just waiting for that new session to go up. Now, we did want to touch base with you, and if you can confirm things here. You did say during the drivers' meeting that the caution laps will not count, if I heard correctly.
Right, only green flag laps will count. The way we're going to do it is we're going to do a stage at 30. Obviously, if a yellow comes out before that, it's not, you can pit or you can stay out. But when we do the stage at 30, it's mandatory. Everybody has to pit. We're going to do another stage at lap 60. Again, everybody has to pit. and then it'll be a 10-lap shootout, but only green flag laps will count for it.
Okay, that's the one that's the part of it that's got me a little confused, is how you guys are going to be doing that, as I'm loading into the server right now.
Yeah, it's going to be, we done this last year, so we kind of have a little bit of a handle on it. Now this time we have 4 of us up there trying to, communicate with each other. So it'll make it a little bit easier, but we do have it set. I have the starting order if you want it. We did lose one driver, Joe Owen. He got called into work, so he had to go. So that gets rid of that tie.
Oh, that's a shame.
That's a heartbreaker.
Yeah,
because he was getting ready to start outside row number 1.
Yeah. So he had to go. Unfortunately, he's got one of them jobs where if they call him, he's got to go. So he messaged me and let me know. He was disappointed. So, but that was good though, man. He had a really good time too. Really good lap on there. So he would have got that good spot. But if you want, I'll run over it for you if you want, or if you want, you guys can just wait till we go ahead and grid up.
Oh no, absolutely, go through it if you want to.
All right, the way we're gonna grid up here is Keith Mayato is gonna be up in the front with Jay Felton, and then it's gonna go to Ryan Gemmel and Joe Mitchell, Seth Hatchell and Aaron Mulrooney, Kurt Davidson and Larry Holloway, myself and Tom Clayton, Jim Locking and David Gainforth, Chris Samard and Jeff Glockner, Ryan Robertson and Paul Cohen, Travis Wall and Adam Baker, Shane Papala and Brian Neff. And it looks like Ron Hollyfield is going to round out the field. We saved the spot for John Estes, but I'm not sure if John Estes is going to run tonight. So Ron will probably be the end of the line there.
That's unfortunate there for Ron Hollyfield. But yeah, Ron Hollyfield is a very talented driver, so he will be sure to make his way through the field. But
so if I'm seeing this session right, there's no set laps in the session. It's just a 3-hour race session, and you guys are only going to score 70 laps, if I'm seeing this right.
Right. We're going to what we're going to do is we're going to throw the cautions ourselves, and at 30 and 60, and then the plan is when we get to the 10-lap shootout to lap 70, we're going to advance the session, and that should bring us to the white and checkered. So it's not a guarantee, but it'll definitely end the race. But I'm just not sure if it's going to go white and checkered or go straight to checkered. But I can't really communicate with you because I'll be in VR, so I can't get to my keyboard. But I'll see.
Not a problem.
If somebody can relay to you, I'd say the best thing for you to do, if you want, Tony, maybe poke one of the admins and see what if they can tell you what lap we're on. Obviously, if the caution comes out before lap 30 or 60, don't count those laps, and it gets confusing because I even forget, and I have to ask them what lap are we on, and we get back on the same page. But
the good news is Scotty's got paper, so
yeah, Scott's on it, man. But hopefully we bring a good show. Hopefully that qualifying session was pretty decent, not too boring. It's tough sitting there. You go out, you run your laps, and then that's it. You're done for an hour. You might as well go eat, shower, and come back. But hopefully it was pretty good. I think the guys did a pretty good job. It's tough trying to come in full speed and stop in your stall.
There was a couple of guys that were able to do it. We're going, yeah, they're going way too fast. Oh my God, they hit their marks perfect. And you were one of them, so I was impressed by that, Paul. I really, really was. That you nailed your marks spot on, sir.
I was nervous the whole way, and it's funny. All the guys are on you. The guys in the league are looking at you, and then on the broadcast they're looking at you, and it can get to you if you let it. But I'm glad. Hopefully, I can do something good for Top City Travel here tonight. I don't have the fastest car out there, but I know once the rubber gets down a little bit, and this short amount of laps, I don't know how much rubber is going to get down, but hopefully I get Top City Travel a good spot. And I also want to give a quick shout out, if it's okay, to MB Motorsports, Adam Baker, for providing the custom iFlag for the winner here tonight. So that's definitely pretty cool, and we appreciate that. And hopefully we bring you guys a good race. I'm going to go down there and get set up, and we'll let you know when we're getting ready to advance it.
All right, and Sam and Scott, the session is up.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great race. I mean, we've had an exciting qualifying session. I mean, I've got high hopes for the race.
It should be interesting, and I just realized that the setup that they're using, they're not running the Charlotte setup here tonight.
Oh, really?
I'm looking at it right now. The setup is identical to Daytona 2011 Oval.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Now, that could be just what one of the admins named the setup because they just oopsed or what have you, but that would explain why the car is a little bit on the pushy side.
Yeah, that would probably explain it, as Daytona is a very different track to Charlotte. It's just hard to understand. Yeah. Interesting.
Well, I'm looking at the times right now, and these guys are getting after it. You know, they're still low 28s solo laps. You know, Adam Baker currently sitting atop the leaderboard under the hot lap session with a 28.28. So just about 8 minutes left in hot laps, and I'm going to go use the little driver's room.
I do not blame you. Scott, what are your thoughts going towards the race?
I'm just anxious to see how this is all going to pan out once they finally get rolling here. I see how they're going to do it now. It's just basically just set up not to just basically run off time. So that's another way of doing it too. So it's basically just a way of extending the race, and they're going to just keep track of it as we go along here. But good way to do it. And yeah, I'll keep track of all the laps here so we know where we're at during all times.
Yeah, so Scott Brinton, our man with the calculator in his hand, so he knows.
pen and paper tonight.
Oh yeah, we're not in the 80s.
I got my phone in my hand right now, but pen and paper.
We're not in the 80s and using calculators. We're in the 70s and using pen and paper.
Well, you gotta write it when you're 40. You gotta write it all down.
Yeah, completely with reading glasses. Am I right?
No, I ain't got no reading glasses, but I'm doing like 3 or 4 things at once here, so
yeah,
multitasking while we're killing time in between the sessions.
That's a rare thing to have.
Trying to fill this Indianapolis 500 field. If you guys are listening out there and you're thinking about running the Top Fuel Racing Indy 500, well, I got good and I got bad news for you. Good news is there's going to be a whole lot of money to be given away. The bad news is we only got 2 spots left. And they're going to be first come, first serve. So the next 2 people to send me $15, the field is locked up. And I'm sorry to the rest of you, but I've been hustling you. So we're going to get her filled up, though, Sammy.
Absolutely. It's going to be a fantastic race, and I'm looking forward to taking part in it, especially after the result that I got last night. Not trying to blow my own trumpet, but my God, I enjoyed that finish last night, and I'm guessing you did too, getting on the podium.
Yeah, and that race turned out to be a whole lot better than what I anticipated, and I think everybody had a good time at a very difficult track to run last night. It's not overly difficult, but definitely leaves you on the ragged edge for the whole race, and my hands were wore out afterwards. But yeah, man, that was fun last night. We'll definitely be going back there.
Oh yeah, my arms were aching this morning when I woke up.
I know it scared a lot of folks off, but we'll definitely be taking the IRA team back there next season.
Yeah, and we'll definitely see how the IRA team reacts around there instead of the DW12. I have heard the IR18 is a ton more stable on road courses than the DW12 is.
We've had a lot of success running the DW12 on road courses. We've had some pretty solid road courses over the almost 4 years that Top Fuel Racing has been around. So hard to believe it's coming up on the 4-year anniversary in July already.
Yeah, and that
time flies, man.
And the race that is going to celebrate that 4-year anniversary is another British track that, well, I love, and I'm sure everybody else is going to love on the broadcast and in the race itself. Donington Park. Oh my God, I am so looking forward to that track.
Yeah, I was looking for somewhere we hadn't been yet, and I wound up choosing Donington. I tested 3 or 4 of them, and that was the winner. So there's going to be a couple corners on there that give people some issues. That last corner, which is blind, but other than that, it should be fun, man. That's a fun track to run, and go somewhere new, kick off the new season in the new car.
Absolutely, and yeah. We've got a fun end to the season coming up. I mean, we've got Indianapolis next, the big one. Then we've got Iowa. Then we've got Motegi. And then our next road course, Scott, is going to be another big one, isn't it? Watkins Glen.
Yeah, I imagine we'll probably get a whole lot better turnout than what we got last night. That's what I said. Brands Hatch scared a lot of folks off. That's the car count of what we had. And I'm sure at Watkins Glen we'll have 20 plus. Every time we've gone there, it seems to bring all the cockroaches out from underneath the fridge. So,
and I know,
yeah,
I know,
you know how that goes.
I definitely know how that goes. I've been in plenty of leagues before where some weeks you have barely any people in the race, and then when you go to a track that everybody knows, everybody turns up. Like Daytona and Indianapolis, those are 2 tracks where everybody goes to and everybody knows, and everyone is bound to turn up at.
Well, speaking of Indianapolis, it wouldn't be right if we didn't congratulate Southern Motorsports Indy 500 winner. A bit of a controversial finish last night, if you ask Lynn McNeese. But overall, Shane Papala brought home the SOMO Indy 500 victory last night. So congratulations to Shane on his 500 win last night.
Absolutely, and it was a great race that took place last night. Unfortunately, it wasn't broadcasted, but there were people around to watch it, like Scott, and really did enjoy the race. So definitely kudos to SOMO for putting on a good show last night.
I watched the last 110, 115 laps of it. I think as soon as we got done, it was like lap 80 something when I got in there, and yeah, they definitely had their twists and turns. It was ups and downs, but it was close, hard racing, man. I'll tell you that. They were wheel to wheel.
Absolutely. As we are watching the hot lap session, well, I'm watching the hot lap session. I'm just got it paused right now while I'm switching over to that new session. I'm actually in the session now, so let's go down to the track and see what's going on down there, as everybody is out on track right now. Currently watching Larry Holloway, one of the first guys to lay down a lap time. He's going to be starting up there as well after setting a 1:56, if I remember rightly.
Yep, 1:56.88, just out of the top box.
Yeah. Adam Baker, one of the guys that struggled in the qualifying. He is out on track right now, currently sitting top of the standings right now with a 28.279, 18 thousandths of a second ahead of another person that has struggled here tonight, Shane Papala. Last night's winner of the SOMO Indy 500, really not getting that car hooked up as he'd like to tonight.
Yeah, well, you never know with these all-star races, man. It's only 70 laps overall. We're gonna have these short little stints. You don't know how people are going to drive, so if there's a lot of crashes, Papala, he can hold his own. He could be there at the end.
Absolutely.
Anybody, I think, got a shot tonight in these all-star races. You never know what's going to happen.
Absolutely. As we're just about 4.5 minutes left until the race begins.
Would like to say hello to the 2 fans of Ryan Robertson. Currently sitting 7th quick in the hot lap session in the number 32.
Oh, getting a bit loose coming out of turn 4. As there he is in the number 32 fuel machine. Is that like saying fuel but with a lisp?
Heck if I know.
Fuel. It's like if you were Mike Tyson and you're trying to say fuel.
Oh, we got a little under 4 minutes to go left here in this practice session, and we'll be ready to get this thing underway. Curious myself to see how this is all going to shake out.
Yes, as we already mentioned before, this is going to have three stages. 30 lap first stage. That's going to end on lap 30. Lap 60 will be the end of stage 2. And then for the final 10 laps, we are going to have a shootout between the top running drivers. Anybody that's a lap down will have to fall to the back while the top guys fight it out for the all-star win here tonight here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
And don't forget, caution laps do not count.
Absolutely not.
So,
Gonna be a fun race. There is Jeff Glottner in that number 24 United Real Estate's machine, hoping to do better than he did in qualifying. Managed to get a decent run in his qualifying, but just wasn't fast enough as Shane Papala. Yeah.
Gets it all wrong coming through the dog leg.
Yeah. Absolutely wrong.
It was so wrong it was almost right.
Yeah, but he took Jeff Glottner with him.
Yeah, that definitely makes it wrong.
There's Aaron Mulrooney Jr. in that 07 Amazon machine. He's going to be hoping to get a decent result here tonight at Charlotte. Had a pretty mediocre qualifying, but hopefully he can pick it up in the race, as we are just about 2 minutes left in hot lap sessions. 19 cars currently in the session ready to take the green. So this is really is like an all-star race. You haven't got as many cars on the field, but you definitely got some big names out there. Looking at Chris Samard there in the Mountain Dew Ice number 77. Got it all wrong coming into pit road when he did his qualifying lap. Did not set a time, so he's going to be one of the guys sitting at the back of the field once the race goes to green. Jay Felton, he's one to watch here tonight. Got his qualifying run spot on, but wasn't. He's going to be on the outside of row 1 after Joe Owen unfortunately backed out of the race due to work-related issue. So watch for him to do well here tonight, Tony. Or anybody.
Sorry, I was dealing with a dumpster fire with a friend. There's a league owner that I know of right now that's just dealing with a bunch of fecal defecation, shall we say?
Okay.
Of the bovine variety.
Okay.
And he actually just had to archive his Facebook group because of people being stupid.
Ah,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about because I think you've spoken to me about it before. Possibly.
Yeah. And it has to do with a certain driver who,
a former teammate. Let's just leave it that way.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is that is it for the hot laps, as we're going to go to our grid for tonight's race. Tony, I believe you have that grid because I've got no names on my screen right now at all.
1, 2, 3, not it.
Never mind, I've got it here. Keith Moyato's going to be starting up on the pole, and joining him on the front row will be Jay Felton. Row 2 will be Ryan Gemmell and Joe Mitchell. Row 3 will be Seth Hatchell and Aaron Mulrooney Jr. Row 4 will be Kurt Davidson and Larry Holloway. And row 5 will be Paul Zota and Tom Clayton. Scott.
Go ahead, Sam.
Jim Locking and Brian Gainsforth in row 6. Row 7 is going to go to Chris Simard and Jeff Glockner. Row 8 is going to go to Ryan Robertson and Buzz Cohen. Adam Baker and Shane Butler are going to roll off in row 9. And Brian Neff starting shotgun on the field all by his lonesome in row number 10.
Absolutely, as we are going to go to the race now, as we're focused in on... Wait. Jay Felton right now. He's starting on the outside of row 1 alongside Keith Mayato. There's Ryan Gemmell warming up the tyres behind him, and there is Joe Mitchell as well. Definitely a mixed field here tonight. Some big hitters at the front, some of them at the back as well, so we'll be interested to see how they cope up the front. I would also be interested to see how the championship leaders, especially Adam Baker, will cope with coming through the field in this race.
Well, we heard Keith say that it's a tight setup once you get about 3-4 laps on the tires, so going to be real interesting to see what happens when the aero push comes into play, as is generally the case here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Field working its way through the 3-4 complex. We're getting ready to turn them loose. Sam, take them away.
As the pace car peels off, we're going to get ready for 70 laps here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The All-Star race is underway. We have 70 laps here at Charlotte, and look at Ryan Gemmell. Fantastic start there on the inside with Keith Mayato, but Keith Mayato leads this thing going into turn 1 and 2. Problems there for the number 9 of Jay Felton, as he is falling back from the field and is being hounded by Seth Hatchell and Joe Mitchell as they make their way into turn 3, Tony.
Side by side, Felton and Gemmell. Gemmell with a nose out front right now. I'm sorry, that's Hatchell with a nose out front right now. As soon as my Sim Racing apps updates. There it goes. And deeper in the pack, they're still side by side. Here comes Mitchell to the inside of Felton now. As Felton from the penthouse to the outhouse on the opening foray here.
Aaron Mulrooney Jr. is closing in on Joe Mitchell and Felton as well. Felton and Mitchell side by side as they make their way into turns 1 and 2. And Mitchell gets the position away from Felton, so Felton falling even further back in the field. Meanwhile, let's go a bit further back as we're looking at Paul Zota chasing down Larry Holloway. Dives to the inside as they almost get into it, going into turns 3 and 4. Thankfully, they get away with it coming out of turn 4, but look at the angry pack of dogs right behind them.
Yeah, and look who's in that angry pack of dogs, moving his way up to 12th already, Adam Baker.
Yeah, he's right in the heart of this thing. Ooh, Tom Clayton sliding up the track there right in front of Adam Baker. Almost slid up into, I can't see who that was on the outside.
Chris Simard.
77 Simard.
Yeah, good save. That was close.
As everybody's trying to fill for find a position right now as they make their way through the dog leg, and Clayton looks like he's settled down, but Adam Baker definitely hasn't settled down as he's passed Zota on the outside into the top 10 now. Adam Baker from the back of the field into the top 10 already.
So Simard making his way forward, Baker making his way forward, and here comes Papala, and there goes Papala.
Still wrecking. No caution yet. There it is. So five complete laps. These laps won't count. I'm sure they'll count to 5, and then we won't be counting from 5 on.
So let's go back then. I believe it was a 3-wide situation that caused that wreck. There is Papala coming out of turn 2. Ducks to the inside of Zota with Clayton on the outside. Zota actually gets into the side of Clayton. Clayton gets turned, and then Papala's just a victim of circumstance in that one.
Yep, that was just guys trying to dig for everything they could early, and got a handful of torn up race cars now. And that's racing, folks.
Yeah, Papala, the unfortunate one out of that one. did take it 3 wide, but was far enough to the bottom to be out of the way of that. It was actually Zota and Clayton that got into it. Clayton got turned across the nose of Zota and unfortunately got into Papala. That caused Papala to absolutely get his car destroyed, as they are all bringing it down pit road right now.
I can tell you exactly what was going through Zota's mind right there. He heard the most feared words of the iRacing spotter. 3 wide, you're the meat. Not words you want to hear, especially at Charlotte.
Yes, Hatchell wins the race off pit road. Mayata's going to come off second. Adam Baker's going to come off pit road third with ahead of Ryan Gemmell. Wow.
Baker only took 2.
I was going to say, he had to have done something different to beat the many guys off.
Pit road.
Yeah.
Good finish, Tony. Thank you.
As it looks like Seth Hatchell only took 2 as well.
I appreciate you looking out for me there.
Had to. It was a loud thought. We all were thinking it.
We're all having fun here tonight.
I'm not sober enough to care.
But yeah, again, it looked like Seth Hatchell only took 2 tyres on that pit stop as well. That made him get to the front as well. So Keith Mayato taking 4, Gemmell taking 4. It actually looks like Hatchell and Baker, the only 2 guys taking 4, as the guys are going 2 by 2. So Scott, it's your turn to get us going again, buddy.
Alrighty. Well, we got 5 laps in there. These 3 won't count. We'll go back to counting them here on lap number 9. Scheduled for 70 here tonight in the SOMO All-Star Race. Just tuning in, we had about, what do you say, guys, hour 15-minute qualifying session?
Something like that, yeah, something like that.
Only give or take 10 minutes, yeah.
A little different tonight.
A little different, but, hey, it's all right.
So Seth Hatchell is going to get us going here.
I don't mean to laugh, but our boy Papa Smurf Hero just asked if there's really 460 laps in this session. No, sir, it's not.
And that's James McDavid, by the way.
Here we go. Pace car's off. And Seth Hatchell is underway. No, sir. The race is scheduled for 70 laps if you're just tuning in. We've got 5 completed so far. They're not counting caution flags tonight, so that's why the session looks the way it does. But they're only going to do a total of 70 green flag laps.
Yeah, as they get away cleanly this time round, as there is Hatchell. Got off to a decent start, but it's going to be closed down very quickly as they go into turn 3. There's Kurt Davidson battling it out with Mulroney Jr. and Chris Samard, who's working on the outside of Mulroney Jr. And there is Jay Felton as well. Fell all the way back to P9 after starting on the front row of the grid.
We're currently working lap 7.
I'm glad someone's keeping count.
Hatchell, Mayato, Gemmell, Baker, and Joe Mitchell in 5th. So some of the heavy hitters already making their way up towards the front of the field.
Yeah, I can't help but think though that Baker and Hatchell are going to be struggling at some point in this stage when those 2 older tyres eventually drop off, and the guys that are on the 4 fresher tyres are really going to come to the front then.
You're not wrong.
As there's Davidson and Mulroney Jr. side by side going into turns 3 and 4. Mulroney Jr. looks like he's got the run on the high side, as he's going to get given that lap in 7th place when they cross the line, or is he? Because here comes Davidson trying to take that inside line again. He did get that lap, but Davidson got a run going into turn 1, had to back out, otherwise he was going to get into the back of the 07. But there's Felton as well, and there is Jim Locking as well in P10. Ryan Robertson as well making his way through the field, as he's just putting a pass on Locking to move himself up into the top 10 now.
And it just got announced they're working lap 10 right now, as Adam Baker and Ryan Gemmell still slugging it out for the number 3 spot. And Baker finally gets the clear off of 2 as they work their way down the back straightaway. Joe Mitchell all over the back bumper of Gemmel right now. He's worked their way into the 3-4 complex. And Hatchell continues to show the way, and he's starting to gap the pole sitter, Keith Maiato.
Absolutely, as for some reason my ticker is not working at this moment. So, apologies for that. That's an ATVO problem, that's not my problem, so I apologise for the lack of the ticker on my ATVO.
Now, Scotty, let me run this one by you, because we did hear...
Yeah, all right.
As Tony has a coughing fit, we just saw Joe Mitchell try and make...
That's what he wanted to run by me, huh, Sam?
As Joe Mitchell tried to make a move from Ryan Gemmel shuts the door in his face. Here comes Chris Simard as well to try and get into that top 5 spot in the number 77 Mountain Dew Ice Machine. Got a nice little gap over Aaron Mulrooney Jr. there, who sits in 7th, but he's got a nice train of cars behind him. That is Kurt Davidson, Jay Felton, Ryan Robertson, Jim Locking is there as well, and Brian Neff already up to P12 as well in that number 60 machine.
Yeah, it looks like so far. Well, actually, I take that back. Adam Baker's by far the biggest mover of the race. But yeah, Brian Neff, one of the biggest movers of the race so far. He's moved up 7 spots. Robertson's moved up 5. Smart's moved up 7. But already Adam Baker up 14 spots from 17th to 3rd.
I'm guessing that advantage was given to him when he took the 2 tyres on that last pit stop. As we're looking at Keith Maiato, finally those 4 tyres are going to fall into his advantage as he's alongside Seth Hatchell as they go into turns 3 and 4, still side by side as they make their way through the 3-4 complex. Who is going to come out on top in this one as they come out of turn 4 towards the dogleg? Side by side as across the line. Hatchell is going to get given that lap, but Keith Maiato is right there and he's still side by side with him as they go through turns 1 and 2, Scott.
One thing that I've noticed already about this race, Sam, is that high line, especially coming out of 3 and 4, is definitely holding its line over the bottom line right now. It's carrying more speed, as you can see. That's why Hatchell's holding him off. Now Maiato, oh yeah, it looks like he's trying to. He's trying to use the car a little bit to give him a little bit of space, but you see Hatchell's still holding him off on that outside line. So right now the outside line looking pretty good.
Give that lap to Hatchell again as look at Adam Baker. He's just sitting back and watching this thing unfold in front of him. He does not want to try and make any moves right now. We saw what happened the last time a 3 wide happened. Shane Papala being taken out of this race, and he has put the car behind the wall, so he won't take any further part in this race. Looks like Maiato's got a bit more of an advantage as they come out of turn 4. They go towards the line, and still Hatchell takes that lap.
Yeah, he's still holding him off on that outside line. Back there for 5th and 6th place, we just had Samard and Gemmel back there side by side for a couple laps. So Samard finally just won that battle and moved into 5th. He's just hanging out back there watching this all go on up here in front of him. Neither one of these guys can win the war right now up here in the front. Maiato, he comes through 3 and 4 here. He might finally get him this time. He does. I was going to say, every other time prior to this for the last 3 laps, he just couldn't clear him. That time he cleared him. But here comes Joe Mitchell and Adam Baker.
Joe Mitchell going to work to the inside of Adam Baker to try and take away that 3rd place again from the 48. It looks like those 2 older tyres are starting to fall off a bit now, Scott, as it looks like the 4 tyre cars are actually starting to work their way forward.
Well, yeah, it's at some point there is going to be a noticeable difference, especially when you're out there racing as hard as these guys are racing. So, yeah, there's going to be some fall off at some point.
Now, before I was so rudely interrupted,
you okay?
Yeah, I just lost dinner. But anyways, we heard Keith Maiato say that the setup was getting tight after a handful of laps. And we've all driven enough to know that, when you go to put 2 tires on a car, that it's going to loosen the car up. Do you think that was strategy on Patrick and Baker's part, being as they are teammates, to try that and see how it's going to play out later in the event, should they need to use the 2 tires to loosen the car up?
Well, I'm sure you'll see a lot of different strategy tonight, Tony, and I hope you're doing all right there, man. And if you feel like you got to stop, you don't feel like you need to be here, brother. I can see that you're not feeling well. But to answer your question, you know, I think we're going to see a lot of different strategy tonight. It's such a short race. We're going to have a caution flag here at this stint. We're already on lap 21 of this first stint. At lap 30, we're going to get a competition caution. And I'm sure you're going to see a lot of different guys doing different stuff.
Well, Joe Mitchell just absolutely dive bombed it in on the inside of Adam Baker. Adam Baker's about to lose another position there. As here comes Chris Samard on the inside of the number 48. They're side by side as they come towards the line. Give that lap to Adam Baker, but Adam Baker struggling on those two tyres now as he's about to lose another position and drop to the tail end of the top 5. Chris Samard got a nose out in front as they come out of turn 2 onto the backstretch. Baker's going to get a bit of a run as they go up to turn 3, but it's inevitable at this point, as still side by side coming out of turn 4, and Baker's going to get that lap again. But Samard is got fresher tyres. He's got 4 fresher tyres on that thing, and he's more inclined to take that position away eventually. Still, those two are side by side coming out of turn 2.
Yeah, he's not throwing in the towel, is he? It's the same thing that was going on back there with Gemmel with Samard, and eventually Samard won that battle, and I'm thinking he's eventually going to win this one over Baker too, being there with better tires. Whoa, a little wiggly there.
Now we give that lap to Samard as he does get a nose out in front finally through the dogleg, as that looked like Joe Mitchell taking his car into the wall, as looks like Baker crossed him over there as they're going to come out of turn 2. Got the inside line there, but he gives it up and files back in behind the 77. Chris Samard now up to P4.
Baker on a charge, he worked his way out of 3. Gonna try to use the draft right now, gonna try to cool those tires down. Only a handful of laps to go. I believe it's 3 to go right now.
You're an Iron Man, Tony.
5 to go.
That's not the first time puking rally.
It's All-Star night, folks. I bet you weren't expecting that one on the broadcast, huh?
Oh, he's done it before.
Yep.
If I remember rightly, on a ISL race, he actually threw up
4 times in one night.
Yeah, we don't need details.
Yeah.
Spare us.
Look back to South Hatchell. He's now got Joe Mitchell all over his rear fender, as here comes Mr. Chris Samard as well. This is a 4-car battle now for second place, and that is Hatchell, Mitchell, Samard and Baker all duking it out for that second spot now, guys.
And my auto has just flat checked out.
Absolutely, and he's proving why he's the most winningest driver in SOMO League history right now by gaining almost half a second on his closest rivals behind him in the last, what, 5 or 6 laps or so. So definitely put his foot to the floor, as this stage is coming to an end now in 3 laps now.
Yeah, they know he's not going anywhere right now. They've burned up their tires. They were all racing other guys and racing each other, so they'll come back in, get 4 Mr. Feelgoods, do it for 1 more stint, and we'll do a 10-lap shootout there at the end.
Going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with Hatchell and Baker when they do get 4 Mr. Feelgoods this time.
It looks like Mitchell has got around Seth Hatchell now, so Mitchell up to second. As there.
Caution is up.
Oh, okay.
I think they threw it a little.
No. That's Jeff Glottner. Jeff Glottner is in trouble.
Okay.
Jeff Glottner coming out of turn 4 there.
Ow.
Goes through the dog leg. I think I've gone back a bit too far, but yeah, loses it going for the dog leg, and oh my god!
Thank God this is a simulator. Wow.
How did that flip him over?
There is a large curb that leads to the infield road course section, and he caught it all wrong.
I wonder if they'll pit now or if they'll wait till the end of the stage because there's 2 laps left in the stage and they're all going to pit now.
Nearly took Tom Clayton with him. As he was like a bullet from a gun going towards Tom Clayton's car right there. And everybody's down pit road now. This is going to be the end of the stage now, so it won't count the laps, will it?
No, they're not counting these laps, so we should still have 2 laps left in the stage. That's why I was wondering if they were going to pit now or wait till the stage was over, but...
Just got confirmation that's the stage.
Oh, okay.
So there you go.
So, who's going to win?
Confused.
Mayato's going to win the race off pit road. Mitchell second, Hatchell third, Simard fourth, Baker fifth. Someone's going to get an unsafe pit exit for killing the pit cone.
So either way, the count should still be the same by the amount of laps that we won't count. But I don't know now that the math doesn't add up for 30 laps of the first stage. So I'm going to be confused from this point on.
Well, they're on lap 33 right now.
Right, but we didn't count 32 or 33. Plus, there were 3 other laps we didn't count. So actually, on lap 28 complete.
I'm just going off what I jumped up into the admin office and they said that's it.
Right. So, end of stage 1. Keith Mayato, your winner of the first stage. Joe Mitchell second, Seth Hatchell third, Chris Simard fourth, Adam Baker fifth. That was your top 5 in stage 1. So, yeah, going back to what you said before there, Tony, it's going to be interesting to see how Seth Hatchell and Adam Baker react with now they have 4 tyres on their car, as they did take 4 tyres that time round, and they've been pretty damn impressive on 2 tyres, so let's see how they do on 4.
Very much so. Zoda back down pit road, going to be pit farming the number 99 again, trying to get some more of that damage fixed, as is Tom Clayton. Jeff Glockner has taken it behind the wall, as has Shane Papala, so those 2 out of the event.
Yeah, Shane Papala took his car behind the wall after that incident involving himself, Clayton and Zota. Jeff Glockner obviously taking it behind the wall after that audacious flip through the grass in the tri-oval. That was always going to be a night-ending incident for him. As it looks like they're about to line up 2 by 2 again. Tony, it's your turn to get us going, dude.
Well, we're going to reach out real quick to Jeff Glockner coming out of the Infield Care Center. Jeff, what happened from your point of view? Hello, Jeff. Apparently we don't have Jeff in the Infield Care Center. I stand corrected.
Yeah, he already disconnected from the race room, so I'm guessing he probably stepped away.
As the field works its way down the back straightaway, Mayato and Mitchell are going to bring them back to green. Lights are out on the pace car. We're getting ready to go for 30 more laps here at the SOMO Racing League All-Star Race at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. If you want to get in on the action in the future event, go ahead and drop a comment in the... go ahead and drop your iRacing screen name in the comment below, and we'll try to get that passed along to league management, see if we can't get you added into some of the future action here in SOMO. Field working its way through the 3-4 complex. The question is anybody going to have anything for Keith Mayato tonight? As the pace car makes the hard left turn, Mayato holds him down, finally gags it, and we are back green.
Now this should be green flag lap number 29 right here.
As they made their way out of turns 1 and 2, sorry, as Keith Mayato's checked out already. Joe Mitchell getting a bit of a brush on the wall as he's going to make his move on. No, that's not him. On Seth Hatchell. As he gets the move done coming out of turn 4. Seth Hatchell starting to fall backwards, but... And here comes Adam Baker as well. He wants to get in on the action too, as everybody getting really close now. As here comes Ryan Gemmell to the inside of Chris Simard. Gemmell not going to get the job done this time round as they go towards turn 3. Actually, Gemmell backs off of Simard. Simard's going to carry that speed going into turn 3 and 4. Try and get onto the back of the 48 of Adam Baker and try and see if you can get around him this time round.
I'm thinking you might see some guys just kind of hang out for just a couple laps here, 5 laps or so, and just kind of take care of the tires a little bit more, because you saw there at the end of that first run they were losing the leader because they burned up their tires racing each other.
Well, I think it's pretty academic at this point because they're already losing the leader and they're not even fighting right now.
That's true.
If you take a look right now, Chris Simard's currently sitting in 5th, is ducking out of line to make sure that he doesn't get that dreaded arrow push.
Yeah,
Can't say that, blame him.
While he's doing that though, Ryan Gemmell is seeing his advantage open up as he's right on the fender of the 77 now, making the way towards turn 3. Dive bomb cities, here comes Ryan Gemmell to the inside of the 77 as they come out of turn 4. Ryan Gemmell does have a nose out in front, gets it loose and Gemmell's into the wall.
And he does the right thing, just pinches it up into the wall and jams on the brakes to make sure that he doesn't come down and take anybody with him. That is sportsmanship, ladies and gentlemen.
And we're going to go back and watch that again as we see him getting a run on Chris Simard going into turn 3. Dive bombs it in on the 77, gets a nose out in front. But I've known from past experience that if you dive bomb it into turn 3, you're going to be extremely unsettled coming out of turn 4. And that's exactly what happened to Ryan Gemmell there as he just planted in the wall. Thankfully, as Tony just pointed out, he did keep it in the wall and the green flag stays out. Meanwhile, at the front, Joe Mitchell has actually started reeling in the 09 of Keith Mayato.
Mitchell is one of those silent stalking drivers that he'll wait for you to make a mistake, and I think maybe Keith Mayato may have jumped out to that big lead just a little too soon.
Maybe so, as it looks like they're getting a bit spread out right now, as the top 5 are definitely spread out as they are over, well, almost 2 seconds ahead of Aaron Mulrooney Jr., who's got Jay Felton and Brian Neff right on his fender right now.
And Neff just ate the wall coming out of 2, so you're going to have to keep an eye on the Winn-Dixie 60.
Doesn't seem to be affecting him too badly as he's still right there. As Jay Felton moves to the inside of Mulrooney Jr. Mulrooney Jr. going to get another stab on it on the outside. Going to pinch him down as they come out of turn 2 onto the backstretch. Mulrooney Jr. gets slightly unsettled. That's let Jay Felton back in as they go into turn 3. Jay Felton's going to take away that position as they're going to pinch up towards Mulrooney Jr. Almost door bind it as they come out of turn 4. Side by side as they go across the line. Give that lap to Jay Felton. As there he goes, Jay Felton.
Everybody else starting to get spread out all over the track here, Sam.
Absolutely, as we
Gemmell was falling way back there. He's definitely hoping for a caution. He wants to make up a little ground before the end of this. This goes green all the way to the end. It's killed his chances.
Absolutely, he needs to wait until the end of this stage. If it stays green, he's hoping for a legitimate caution to come out before he can make his way forward, but that damage on the right front of his car is gonna be really playing hell with him right now, though.
Oh, I'm sure it is. He took a nice little shot up there on the wall.
Well, let's go back to the battle.
Tony just came off across race control and said that we were currently working lap 40.
Oh, lap 40. Okay. So we're 5 laps ahead then. That's good to know. Anyway, let's go back to the battle between Mulrooney Jr. and Felton. Mulrooney Jr. has actually found his way back in front of Felton. Here comes Brian Neff. He's under attack from Kurt Davidson, who's got that outside line as they come out of turn 4. Turn 4. Kurt Davidson putting a move on Brian Neff on the outside. What a move there by the number 41 Sim Racing Apps machine.
I'm thinking that might have a little bit to do with the right rear damage that's showing up now on the 60 of Neff. You can see that right rear quarter panel banged in a little bit. It's a little flatter than it should be.
You see it right there as they made their way out of turn 4. Kurt Davidson on a charge right now. His next target will be Jay Felton, who's still battling it out with Aaron Mulrooney Jr. for that 6th spot. Mulrooney Jr. got a couple of car lengths out over the 9, but definitely a lot of back and forth between these drivers, as it was only just a couple of laps ago that Jay Felton actually battled with him to get past him and did get past him. Now Mulrooney Jr. is back out in front again, but Jay Felton is now the chaser again, and I can't help but think that he's going to be alongside him again very soon, as he's almost very close as he crosses the line for lap 44. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Count back 5 laps.
43. 43. We're six ahead.
Fair enough. Look at Kurt Davidson there. He's caught up to the back of Felton now. Felton can really feel the presence of the 41 there right behind him. And he's got to be careful, because if he battles the 07 too hard and gets out of shape, the 41's going to be there to take it almost immediately as they come out to the backstretch. Lap 44, they are on now out of 70. Lap 60 is the mark we need to look for to end the stage.
We're halfway there.
Kurt Davidson's still trying to find a way past Jay Felton, as we're going to go to Seth Hatchell. There's a nice little 3-car battle there developing for that 3rd spot. Adam Baker is in 3rd place now. Seth Hatchell has dropped back to 4th place and is under increasing pressure by the 77 of Chris Simard now.
Well, we saw Hatchell coming off before. He was all sorts of sideways too.
Absolutely, as they made their way onto the backstretch. Chris Simard's going to try and get a run on him going into turn 3. Not going to make a move just yet, just happy to sit there right behind him and just draft through them at this point.
And these guys are smart enough to realize that, you know, we're just past the halfway point in this stint, and the money stop still hasn't happened yet. So, you know, it's still a little early. They're kind of feeling it out. Expect some guys to probably gamble on this next mandatory pit stop. I wouldn't put it past some of these guys to only take 2.
Oh, the 9 almost lost it on the front stretch there. What a save, but it's going to open the door for Kurt Davidson, I think. I think he's going to try to pounce. Couldn't get a good enough run. Good save by the 9.
Jay Felton getting a bit all wrong going through the tri-oval there, but he gets it all together again. Kurt Davidson not going to take advantage of it this time. Just happy to sit there behind the 9, sorry, of Jay Felton and just ride with him at this point. Or is he, as he takes a small look to the inside going through the dog leg. Doesn't take advantage of it. And yeah, just happy to sit behind the 9 at this point.
I think that was more trying to avoid the arrow push.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be taking 2 tires.
As they're closing in on Mulrooney Jr. again. Yep, 10 to go in the stage. As we're still focusing in on this 6th place battle, as they've closed right in on Aaron Mulrooney Jr. now. Mulrooney Jr. I'm guessing must have made a mistake at some point, because they've closed right in on him now. This is a 4-car battle for that number 6 spot now.
Oh, when Jay made the mistake, they were all pretty much right on top of each other, and then that kind of discombobulated things for a couple laps. But here we are, back to the battle we were having before.
Absolutely, as it looks like Keith Mayato has pretty much got this stage in the bag now, as he's 1.1 seconds in the bag.
Felton had to run through the dog leg. Felton had a run. Here comes Davidson as Felton had to back off as they went into turn number 1. As they work their way through the 3-4 complex, it's going to be interesting to see if Felton can get by Mulrooney Jr. without having to move him.
And he's still happy to sit right behind him right now as looks like Mulrooney Jr. did shut the door in his face, but here comes Davidson trying to look on that inside of the 9 as this stage is coming to a very, very rapid close. As look at everybody else behind them. They have actually caught in behind those 3 guys. As there's Neff, there's Locking, and there is David Gameforth as well. It's kind of weird seeing Gameforth without a Looney Tunes paint scheme on his car.
And something happened to Joe Mitchell. As Baker has gotten by him for second.
Yeah, Hatchell's got by him for third as well. That's
what happened. He caught a lot of grass coming through the dog leg and just got freight trained by the rest of the guys in the top 5.
Yeah, and there goes Chris Samard there for 4th place. So it's Joe Mitchell dropping back to 5th place there. He should be pretty safe at this point because he's 4 seconds to the good over Jay Felton and Aaron Mulrooney Jr., who are still battling it out there between themselves for that 6th spot. Side by side as they make their way up to the backstretch, on towards turn 3. Jay Felton's going to take away 6th place from Aaron Mulrooney Jr. Can he get the clear though? That's the question. As they're side by side again as they come out of turn 4. Almost contact, and there is contact! Felton's in the wall! Mulrooney is damaged as well, and there goes the caution. That is going to be the end of stage 2. And my God, we knew this was coming.
Should be. We should still be a few laps short of the end of stage 2, unless they just end it here again.
Maybe. We're gonna go back.
Remember, we're 6 laps. We're 6 laps, man. So
maybe we'll have a shootout. But there is the wreck between Felton and Mulrooney Jr. It looked like Davidson got into the back of Felton, which got his car unsettled, and into the 07 of Mulrooney Jr. Let's go back and watch that again.
5 laps to go in the stage.
Yeah.
There we go.
No, that was all Mulrooney Jr. That was all Mulrooney Jr. that got into the side of Felton and spinning him around and effectively ending both of their races.
How to turn a cup car into a pavement modified, one simple step.
So we are going to have a 5-lap shootout for the end of stage 2. If the lap counter is confusing you, then we do apologise, but we are trying to be mathematicians and trying to figure out in our heads.
And everybody bringing it down pit road.
Interesting move. Too early?
With only 5 to go?
Yeah.
Hey, you know, they've been out there for 25 laps. You know, the question is anybody going to gamble on 2 right here?
I don't think it'll be here, but I think they might at the end of the stage.
Take 4 here and then 2 then? Yeah, I can see that happening.
As there goes Mayato first out of pit road. Hatchell is going to be second out of pit road. Baker third.
Ryan Robertson gambled on 2.
So there's your first gamble of the night, of this stage anyway. Ryan Robertson taking 2 tyres. Looks like Larry Holloway only took 2 tyres as well. As everybody else in that field took 4 tyres.
Larry Howell gambled on 2, yeah. And you're right, everybody else took 4, and it looks like Mulrooney Jr. is going to be pit farming, as is Tom Clayton.
Yeah, Jay Felton still sitting in pit road with that extremely damaged car. I'm guessing his night is done at this point, which is so disappointing, especially with the qualifying run that Jay Felton had. Managed to put his car on the front row, but as soon as the green flag dropped, it was just bad luck from there.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
Oh, you know that race that Ronnie Osmond was in that you were talking about?
Yeah.
He won it.
All right.
Congratulations, Mr. Osmer.
And for those of you who don't know who Rico Abreu is, two-time Chili Bowl champion, World of Outlaw sprint car driver. I'm not talking about you. I know the three of us in this booth know who the hell Rico Abreu is. But two-time Chili Bowl champion, Truck Series driver. I believe he's run a couple of ARCA races. Just all-around good guy too. Has won some World of Outlaw sprint car races. You know, so our boy Ronnie, college bound, just took it to one of the best short track drivers in the country.
Nice.
As the field goes 2x2 again for this 5-lap shootout here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Let's see who can take stage 2 in this race for the All-Star race here at Charlotte. If you're just joining us, we had one hell of a long qualifying session where one car came out one at a time and completed a qualifying format which has not been seen of in Cup cars in ever. We've had yeah,
they do it in real life.
yeah. Anyway, as they make their way into turns 3 and 4, we have 5 laps to go before the end of stage 2. Keith Mayato is the man at the point right now. Seth Hatchell to his outside, Adam Baker to his inside behind him, and Ryan Robertson on the outside in row 2 as the pace car peels off. Here we go, and 5 laps to go. This is a 5-lap shootout for the end of stage 2. Ryan Robertson spins the tyres on the restart. He's about to get freight trained, Tony.
Well, you kind of were gambling when you went 2 tires anyways, and he's got some heavy hitters all around him, so he had to gamble, and we are crashing again. Wow.
That's Mulrooney Jr. again.
Kind of talk me through what's going on again.
Mulrooney Jr.'s in it. Zota's in it. Cohen's in it. Holloway's in it. Right, let's go back to Mulrooney Jr. and see what happened there. Oh my god.
It started with Hollowell in the 70.
Holloway getting into it with Gainforth. Everybody else wrecking behind him to avoid him. So let's go back a bit further there. Go back to the restart there. You see Holloway there on the track there. Gainforth tried to dive it to the inside, actually gets into his left rear quarter panel. Everybody around him just panics and just, yeah, just hits everything except for the pace car right behind him. So that's a case of just everybody panicking and just hitting the brake pedal immediately.
Oh, well, I don't know if it was more panic than self-preservation. Is, you know, you see somebody down on the apron, you know it's going to end horrible, so you kind of do what you can to try to avoid it.
You're not wrong. As we didn't complete the first lap of that run, so we are going to be still 5 laps to go, or is it going to be 4 laps to go now?
Still 5. As Zota just got flat run over by Cohen.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, everybody was panicking, trying to avoid Gainforth and Holloway getting into it, and it's just everybody just ran over each other.
Well, half the guys were panicking, half the guys didn't see it.
That's also true. As we're under caution again, and yes, Mr. James McDavid, you are right. If there was 434 laps in this thing, you would not be alive if we played the drinking game after that many laps.
True story.
I mean, you wouldn't be getting your stomach pumped, you'd be getting a stomach transplant at that point.
Yeah. Kind of where your liver is going to climb out of your body and hand you a cup of coffee and go, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. I'm not exactly sure what I did, but I'll do my best to make sure it doesn't happen again next time. And you're going to look at your liver and go, I'm still drunk, aren't I? And your liver's gonna look back at you and go, "Yep." And it's Tuesday, and we were drinking on Thursday. Like, yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, Tom Clayton bringing it down pit road. He is pit farming that car still. He is in 13th place right now. Still on the lead lap. Aaron Mulrooney Jr. has decided to finally put his car behind the wall after being involved in his second wreck in as many cautions. Keith Mayato is going to be leading the field to green again, as we are still going to be 5 laps before the end of stage 2. This stage is going to be like the never-ending story. It just won't end.
This is the stage that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friends. Some people started driving, not knowing what it was. Oh. Tonight's entertainment brought to you by Genesee Cream Ale.
Or in my case, Fanta. Anyway, they're going 2x2 again. Scott, it's your turn to get us going, dude.
Alright, brother. See if we can't get this stage finished.
If we can.
I know Maito is anxious to get it finished. Get to that final 10-lap shootout. How many have we still got out there, Sam?
5. Oh, cars?
Yeah.
We've still got...
13.
Yeah, we've still got 13 cars running. We got... Paul Zota's just bringing it out of pit road now, so that's 14 cars still running. Cohen is pretty much out of it now, and Jay Felton's been out of it for the last 10 laps. So, yeah.
Well, there you go, guys. Your tail of the tape as we go back to green with 5 laps left here in stage 2 at the SOMO All-Star Race. Pace car is off. And there goes my auto. Green flag is out. Let's see if we can finish these final 5 laps of stage number 2. The battle back there for second place. Here comes Seth Hatchell. He's underneath the 48 of Adam Baker. Looks like he's going to make it stick. Baker going to try to come back on that high side, though. That high side is showing all night long. You get a run up there and fight back, and that's exactly what Adam Baker's doing right now, and he may wind up winning this battle. It looks like he did.
Yes.
There's a high line proven to be king again, and Samard just saw that, so it looks like he's going to try to take advantage too. He's on the outside of Hatchell.
Hatchell trying to close the door in there, but didn't realise that Samard had the outside line there as they go side by side down the backstretch towards turn 3, as Hatchell's going to dive bomb it, but gets 2 wheels on the apron, hoping that he doesn't slide up the track, and he doesn't. They're still side by side as they come out of 4. Samar got the nose out in front. It looks like Samar's going to take this one, and he does. Jumps in right in front of Hatchell. Moves up to 3rd place as Hatchell's going to dive bomb it again on the inside of the 77. And he gives it up.
Yep.
3 to go.
Outside line.
Should be popsicle sticks this time, Sam.
Popsicle sticks are out on the stage as looks like Adam Baker got the run on Mayato this time round, as they are ever closer going through turns 1 and 2. Can Adam Baker do anything about Mayato, who's been so strong throughout this event tonight? Got the pole position after a dominating lap in the qualifying session, as the white flag is about to come out right here for stage 2. As that is the end of the stage, by the looks of it.
That's it.
So stage 2 in the books. Keith Mayato is going to come home with the win in stage 2. Adam Baker is going to come home 2nd. Chris Samar is going to take 3rd. Seth Hatchell 4th. Joe Mitchell is going to be in 5th place. Kurt Davidson and Brian Neff moving their way through the field as well. They came home in 6th and 7th. 8th was Jim Locking. 9th was Ryan Robertson. after restarting in 4th place, remember, and running out the top 10 is David Gameforth.
Well, as many fireworks as we've seen in the first 60 laps of this event, I can only imagine what the final 10 are going to bring.
I think you're going to see some guys take just 2 tires here. I think somebody's going to gamble. I think you'll get at least one.
As here they are, all down pit road now. Let's see who can win it off pit road. Nobody's going to try and make any mistakes in this pit cycle. As
Baker took 2.
Yeah, Baker took 2. Simard took 2. Mayato took 2 as well. So there is your top 3 there as they come out of pit road. Simard actually jumping Baker in the pit stop. So good stop there for the 77.
They picked up, what, 2 spots? No, 1 spot.
1 spot.
And Gemmel didn't take any.
No, he just took fuel.
I don't know about that strategy.
The guys that took 2 tires, everybody from 5th place back took 4 tires.
Except for Paul Zoda, who took 2.
Yeah, that as well. So 14 cars still running in this thing. 10-lap shootout. You're right, Tony. I think there's going to be fireworks in these last 10 laps.
Place your bets, folks. Of the 14 cars that are going to start this segment, how many are going to finish?
With any luck, all of them. So Keith Mayato out of the point. He has been in that position all evening, as he took the pole earlier in the qualifying session that we did broadcast earlier. If you want to see how they did that, then just go back and watch that. That was pretty interesting to see. Chris Simard in second. He started near the back of the field, as did Adam Baker. They've steadily made their way through the field as they are now second and third. Ryan Gemmel started near the front. He is back there in 4th place. Remember, he didn't take tyres. He only took fuel. So watch for him. He might struggle on this restart.
Might struggle?
Got to stay optimistic.
We saw somebody take 2 tires and spun their tires.
That's true.
I'm predicting fireworks on the outside line. So lights are going out on the pace car this time.
As it's your turn to get us going again, Tony.
So we're getting ready to start the final 10-lap shootout. Remember, caution laps don't count. Your top 5 took 2 tires or less. And Keith Mayato has basically stunk the entire show up, led from the green. Simard and Baker both have been really on a charge since the word go, as they kind of both chunked their qualifying, and you know, really just spent most of the race trying to claw their way forward. You know, who's got something for Keith Mayato? That has yet to be seen. And we're about to find out as the field working its way into the 3-4 complex. Mayato, Simard, Baker, Gemmel, Hatchell, Mitchell, Neff, Davidson, Locking, and Robertson, your top 10, as we are ready to go for the final 10-lap segment. 10 green laps guaranteed here as Space Car makes that hard left turn. Mayato waits, finally pulls the trigger, and we are back underway.
And Chris Simard spinning the tyres on that restart. That's let Adam Baker in almost immediately as they make their way into turn 1. Adam Baker going to get the inside line, pinching up slightly. Almost contact between those two, and there was contact.
3 wide for 4.
Oh no!
Horrendous crash. And we're still wrecking. We had a second incident up ahead of the big crash.
That initial incident was actually between Gemmel and Mitchell.
Your radio connection. Check the one on your headset, on your headboard.
Let's go back and watch that as they were almost 4 wide. Actually, it wasn't between Gamble and Mitchell. It was actually between Simard and Mitchell. No love lost between those two. We all saw what happened between them at Talladega.
And the second incident was Gamble wound up coming off the wall and went up and clipped Seth Hatchell. Hatchell had it cleared until Gamble bounced off the wall.
Now let's go back to Chris Simard.
Wow.
As you saw them side by side going into turn 2 there, knew something was going to happen when Adam Baker slid up the track, and there was a slight bit of contact between those two. Simard got out of shape and Mitchell tried to make the outside line work, but that gap was closing too quickly. Simard came up the track. Mitchell ended up wall riding. And yeah, that was it. And everybody else just behind them. Yeah. Huge.
That was ugly.
Yeah, that was very ugly. As I said before, there's no love lost between Chris Simard and Joe Mitchell, as they have come to blows before. Like I said, remember what happened at Talladega? Those two really had a big one there.
Still 10 to go.
Yeah.
And our good friend James McDavid putting the number at 11. Do you want to bet the over or the under?
Over.
You lose. Because there's only 9 cars still on track.
James McDavid saying, there's no comment section right now, but I would like to find a good Thursday night league. I will try and put in the comments tomorrow, but if it's not James if not, it is James McDavid. Thanks.
Well, when Paul Zoda listens back on this broadcast, James McDavid, you know, we've seen him drive in some other leagues. Not a bad wheelman.
For some reason, my broadcast is stuttering right now.
Nah, you're fine. It's only stuttering on your end.
Oh, it's back again now. It's fine. Or is it?
I see it fine. It's only on your end, my friend. It's only on your end. Which is probably not a good thing considering you're running the cameras.
Exactly. Exactly.
Evidently. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
We're going to have an interesting restart now, though, guys, as the top 2 still working on those 2 fresh tyres, whereas everybody else behind them has 4 tyres on their cars. And they're being led by Brian Neff as well. Remember, Brian Neff got it all wrong in his pits and his qualifying, and started shotgun on the field, and he's already up to 3rd place.
True story, and Neff is hungry. You know, he's looking for that breakthrough win, as is Ryan Robertson. You know, everybody right now, outside of the top 2, everybody's hungry right now. And, you know, this is where you can really get Big Mo to start swinging your way.
Absolutely, and I do apologise to everybody that's watching if the stream is stuttering right now. I'm trying to figure out the cause of it, but nothing seems to be working. Oh, it looks like
probably the fact that it's 5 in the morning and your ISP is going, really, what are you doing awake?
Oh no, it's figured out its stuff now. Okay,
well, the windfield working its way down the back straightaway. Mayato and Baker going to bring him back to green.
We only have 5 rows of cars left running in this.
And I'm sure we're probably not done tearing them up yet.
Absolutely not, as they make their way to turns 3 and 4. Gonna get them.
Zoda is getting ready to cold trickle the field.
Yep. As waiting for the pace car to peel off. There goes the pace car, watching Keith Mayato to get him going again. As away we go again. Under green one more. Brian Neff spins the tyres but still gets it going as he's going to try and look to the inside of Adam Baker. Doesn't make it work this time as he files in right behind him. Robertson almost under attack by Davidson, but Davidson's falling back into the grass for Jim Locking and David Gameforth. Locking almost getting into the side of Gameforth as they're trying to figure out their positions right now. Gameforth got the inside line on Jim Locking right now, but backs off himself. So everybody away cleanly this time round, but
they were trying to wreck.
Yeah, trying to.
They were doing their best.
Oh, Mayato's got a spit. He got it sideways going through turns 1 and 2. Got it all wrong and he's going to get freight trained. Mayato's in trouble.
Well, you wanted drama. You just got some.
Absolutely, Mayato getting it all wrong, going through turns 1 and 2. He's in serious trouble now. He's lost the lead, and he's under serious attack from Ryan Robertson now as they make their way into turns 1 and 2. Going to Adam Baker. 8 laps to go. As Adam Baker is now your new leader. He's the first person to lead this race other than Keith Mayato. Remember, this guy started in P17, so he has made his way up 16 positions in this race. Brian Neff he started at the back and he's made his way up 17 positions. No.
And Mayato with a bump and run on Neff going through 1.
So Mayato really trying to get back up there, but here comes Brian Neff back to the inside of Mayato, but no, gives it up. He's not going to make the move this early. Wait till it's 5 to go. That's when you'll see the fireworks moving as the 60th Brian Neff actually got 2 wheels on the apron, now falling into the grass of Kurt Davidson, who now fancies the chances of getting into 3rd place. Going to try and take a look on the inside. Doesn't make it work this time, as behind them there is Davidson. It looked like Locking was trying to make a move on the inside of him, but here comes Davidson now to the inside of the 60th Brian Neff. They're pinching each other. Who's going to win this battle as they come out of turn 4? Looks like Brian Neff's going to keep it wound up on the high side and keeps hold of 3rd place.
5 to go currently. And Mayato is not catching Baker. And now he starts to reel him in a little bit.
As I said, not yet. Give him time.
There's a reason why he's called Jaws.
That's right. Sequel after sequel.
Adam Baker now thought he had this in the bag, but Keith Mayato now has collected it all up, and now he is chasing down that number 48 machine. This is a battle between the 2 winningest drivers in the league. This is going to be one hell of a battle to watch as they make their way into turns 3 and 4.
If I know Maito, he's been driven by that mistake that he made.
Absolutely, as Davidson did eventually move up to 3rd place in this race. As the popsicle sticks are out, 2 laps to go. Can Adam Baker hold on and get a very unlikely victory here at Charlotte Motor Speedway? It's going to be very difficult as here comes Keith Mayato. He's going to try and take that lead back away from the 48. Takes a look on the inside. Baker defends.
This is 2 to go. Coming to 2 to go.
Oh, they're coming to 2 to go. Okay.
Yep, this is popsicle sticks here.
Popsicle sticks out and are out now, in fact. But again, this is going to be very difficult for Adam Baker to hold on to, as Keith Mayato, since he had that wicked moment coming out of turn 2, he has been incensed and trying to get himself back to the lead again. And like I said, this is the 2 winningest drivers duking it out here for All-Star Honors here.
He's there. He's there. What's he going to do? What's the move going to be?
Yeah, Mayato nearly losing the back end again coming out of turn 4. Really driving that Ford Fusion very hard right now.
Trying to get the high line here. Trying to get the big run off the corner. Get him down the backstretch. He might do it. No, I don't know. Too far back, I think.
He's going to have to move him through 3 and 4 and not close enough to do it.
No, he's not going to get that. Baker's got it.
Now coming out of turn 4. The white flag is out this time. Mayato makes another mistake coming out of turn 4 as Adam Baker now has a decent gap over.
That's the checker right there.
That's the checker. As Adam Baker wins the All-Star race here at Charlotte.
Your two winningest drivers in SOMO history, Baker and Mayato, just put on a clinic. Baker started 17th after an abysmal qualifying run, and look what happened. From the outhouse to the penthouse.
That's putting it politely. So our winner here today, Adam Baker, stealing it from Keith Mayato after Mayato made a terrible mistake at outside in turn 2 with, what was it, 5 to go? He made that mistake?
Roughly.
Yeah. Adam Baker only leading 10 of those 70 laps, but those were the 10 that counted. As we are going to go to our interviews right now for tonight's broadcast, as we are going to bring in third place finisher Mr. Kurt Davidson. As I bet he's a very happy man. Where is he? He's not in TeamSpeak.
I'm trying to find him.
Oh, he's right above us.
I'll let you guys handle the interviews.
1, 2, 3, not it.
Hey. He's right above us in SK Motorsports. As joining us in the booth now is our third place finisher, Kurt Davidson. Kurt, you were on one hell of a charge near the end there, and it really paid off for you there in third.
Yeah, I knew I didn't have nothing for the 09 and 48. I usually never do. But that was fun. I kept it together, and I gave it a shot at the end, but I needed them two to wreck each other to get a win.
And, yeah, you definitely did give it a shot. I mean, you and Brian Neff were really going hammer and tongs near the end there. Really paid off for you in the end. And on tonight of all nights, with the All-Star race taking part, you must have been happy to bring that Sim Racing Apps number 41 to the podium here tonight.
Yeah, it's always good to have a podium. The SOMO Cup Series, Portside Jaguar Land Rover, it's hard to get in the top 10, let alone the podium. So I'll take it. And, you know, me and Brian Neff, we usually have pretty good battles. He runs me clean, I run him clean, so that's always fun.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on finishing third here tonight. Next week we go to the actual race here at Charlotte. This must be in a good dress rehearsal for next week, right?
Yeah, very much so, because I like Charlotte, but I've never really been good here. And that last 10-lap run, I found something. So I think it's got me a little excited going next week.
Right, that's good to know. And yeah, definitely going to be exciting next week. Kurt, again, congratulations on third place. Anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's result?
Well, I'd like to thank you guys at both for broadcasting for coming out here and doing these races, because it's extremely fun to go back and watch. You guys do a very good job at it. And then I'd like to thank Paul and the Portside Jaguar Land Rover Series and my teammates at SK Motorsports.
Okay, Kurt, congratulations again, and we will see you next week at Charlotte.
All right, thank you.
And that was Kurt Davidson joining us in the booth. Tony, I believe you're with a pretty disconsolate Keith Mayato.
A heartbreaker right here for Keith Mayato. Led the vast majority of the event, and just an oops coming off a 2 with 5 to go. Keith, what happened?
I just drove it in there a little too deep. I was trying to, pull a gap on Adam there, because I know he was going to drive pretty aggressively, and it was just a little too hard. But you know what? It was more exciting for me to do that, because I had to fight my way, try to win it, instead of just running away with it. So all in all, it was good fun.
Well, Keith, you and Adam definitely showed why you are the two winningest drivers in SOMO history. Moving forward to next week's 600, any game plan you want to share, or is it just going to be let where they may?
Well, from what I felt, you got to save your tires, especially for those long runs. especially because it's a 400 lap race. You're gonna have to save your stuff. From what I remember last year, we had quite a few long green runs, so if you can save your tires and pull away, should do pretty good.
Fair enough, Keith.
Okay, they called it off.
I mean, congratulations on everything else that happened tonight. You got the pole, you won the first stage, led every lap, led the second stage, led every lap. And just that little bit. Anybody else you want to thank tonight, and anything you want to share with us as far as what you experienced tonight?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. Hopefully, I offered some excitement there at the end, because I actually thought I was going to lose it for a second. But yeah, just a big thanks for Paul and all the admins for putting all the hard work especially on a night like tonight. That was a lot of guys involved, like Tom, Joe. I think Joe was doing most of the timing, but also their sponsors, Jaguar and Land Rover Cup, and of course you guys up there in the booth both for broadcasting. So it was a fun night.
Yeah, definitely yeoman's work by the administrative team tonight to get this event done. But Keith, best of luck to you next week at the 600, and hopefully we're talking to you again at that point.
Well, hopefully we can keep you guys awake by the end of the race.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens.
Tony's got his jelly screamers ready, don't worry.
True story.
Not going.
That was our second place finisher, Mr. Keith Moyato. Now let's bring in our very happy Mr. Adam Baker, bringing it home for MB Motorsports there. Adam, at that point in the race, 5 laps to go, you weren't expecting Keith Moyato to make a mistake, were you?
I wasn't expecting him to make one like that. I saw him get loose, and I thought he was going around, and then he saved it and kept it up a lane, and gave me enough room to get through, which I appreciate him not trying to slide down and block me or anything. But that was definitely intense at the end. I was doing everything I could to stay in front of him, and it was quite a race.
Yeah, quite a race it was. I mean, for yourself, it's been a long one for yourself. Started near the back of the field after, I will be honest, a pretty mediocre qualifying session from yourself, but really made your way through the field by passing people, getting the two tires on the first pit stop. That was a pretty ballsy move.
Yeah, I didn't try it in practice like I usually do, but the setup was so tight tonight that I figured 2 right sides would probably loosen it up. And yeah, starting in the back, I had to do something to get some track position, and looking back on it, I probably could have taken 4 because Chris was right around me back there, and he made his way up past me. So I think it was a solid decision, but I probably could have made a better one. But it worked out in the end.
Absolutely, and it did work out better. I think you got the biggest mover of the race as well. So definitely congrats on that. Adam, you guys at MB Motorsport came in supporting the race, and you've come away from tonight's All-Star race with the victory as well for MB Motorsport. I bet you're happy about that situation as well.
Yeah, it's always great to get a win, especially on a night when we're sponsoring the race. So shout out to all the team members for everything they do. Seth and Joe and Ryan and Tom, they all had great runs tonight. Got caught up in some stuff there at the end, and but it was a lot of fun tonight. Really, happy to come away with the win. Hopefully, I can, do this in a points-paying race at some point this season. But it was a lot of fun out there tonight. I had a great time.
Well, funny you should say that, because the 600 is next week. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm pretty excited for it. This track is definitely one of my favorites and one of my very best. I'm not usually a long run driver, and I think that kind of showed right at the end here tonight. Even just 10 laps, Keith was coming back, and I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out how to manage the tires a little bit better next week for 400 laps, but I'm looking forward to it.
Well, Adam, congratulations on a well-deserved win here tonight. Apart from MB Motorsport, which you've already thanked, is there anybody else you'd like to thank for tonight's victory?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys up in the booth there at BOFA for putting on these great races and letting everybody watch. All the other drivers for racing clean and with respect. all the admins for everything that they do, and all the fans that came out and watched.
Absolutely. Well, Adam, congratulations on the win. You led 10 laps, but those were the 10 laps that mattered. We will see you next week for the 600 at Charlotte.
All right, great. Thank you, guys.
And that was our race winner, Mr. Adam Baker, bringing home a victory, a very well-deserved victory here at Charlotte. Let's move him down there. As yeah, guys, a very entertaining race. I will admit, I'm pretty impressed by the way things turned out tonight.
Definitely a lot of drama at the end. Definitely a lot of action. It was interesting to see how the admins handled everything, and I got to thank Zoda and the rest of the team, for keeping us posted and keeping us informed as to what was going on, so that we could keep the fans informed.
Yeah, and I like to think that we did a pretty good job ourselves trying to keep up with it. I mean, yeah, we were a bit behind when the race ended, but well, I was anyway. But yeah. Definitely a lot.
Too. That's why when Tony, when he was getting filled in where we were at, I was just like, well, I'll just let him handle it.
Yeah, that's.
My math was off too, so.
So yeah, but Scott, yeah, what are your thoughts on tonight's event?
Well, I'm shocked that Maedo made a mistake like that in the closing laps and gave it away like that. But he's human; it happens. And Adam Baker, he's no stranger to victory lane, so. I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised. As far as the carnage there at the end, I'm not really surprised by that either, because that guy's just trying to get to the front there in the closing laps, and I'm surprised we didn't have another big one before it was over there.
Yeah, and speaking of big ones, I mean, Chris Samard and Joe Mitchell getting into it near the end of that race as well. No love lost between those two. I bet those two are really not happy with each other at this point.
Well, it kind of is what it is. I mean, it was a racing deal. It wasn't like it was, he doored him on purpose or anything weird like that. It was just, hey, two guys racing hard for the position, and oops.
Yeah, it was a case of like Joe Mitchell saw a gap and he went for it, but the gap was closing too quickly. I mean, Chris Samard obviously had that incident with Adam Baker where they touched, and then Chris Samard got unsettled. Joe Mitchell tried the outside line, but Samard decided to close that door, and yeah, all hell broke loose behind them. But there wasn't just that.
To paraphrase the late Ayrton Senna, if you ever stop going for the gap that is no longer big enough for your car to fit through, that's when you need to hang it up.
Absolutely, and there was a lot of one-car incidents as well. Jeff Glotner springs to mind as well after that incident through the grass in the tri-oval. I think he easily gets the crash of the night tonight.
True story, and again, big props to Ryan Gemmel. Caught the wall early and just kept it up there to make sure nobody got collected with him. Just gentleman drivers for the most part tonight, all through the field. But that one really sticks out to me as, a guy doing the right thing.
Yeah, and kind of backfired on him later in the race where he didn't take any tyres, he just took fuel. But yeah, definitely gentleman's work earlier in the race, but taking fuel instead of tyres, not really the best move in my opinion.
Well, he only had 5 laps on his tires at that time.
That's true, but, But anyway, that is going to do it here tonight. Let's go through results if I can, because I probably... Actually, I'm not...
I don't have accurate results, so don't look at me.
Yeah, I don't have...
Yeah, I'll let you handle the results.
1, 2, 3, not it.
Yeah, they're definitely not accurate. Anyway, that's going to do it for tonight's broadcast. That is going to... yeah, I'm going to end the broadcast here. That's it. That has been tonight's All-Star Race, presented by SOMO Racing League, sponsored by MB Motorsports. Let's go through our sponsors here tonight. MB Motorsports is your number one supplier of the world famous iFlag. If you want to get your hands on the iFlag, like the one that Adam Baker's just won tonight, then be sure to check them out at MBMS.
How's that going to work? Because Adam Baker makes the iFlag.
He's going to take one home for himself. I don't know.
Okay.
Either that or he'll give it to Keith for as a...
Hey, we'll see what happens.
Hey, sorry, a lost present. I don't know.
It's rubbing salt into the wound.
Yeah, it is. I'd give it back to him. I don't want your present.
But anyway, this race was sponsored by MB Motorsports. Visit mbmsimracing.com/shop to learn more. And besides, the first 10 to use the code BOFA when you're checking out will receive a $5 off prize. Not prize. I don't know.
Discount.
Yeah, discount. That's the one. This broadcast is also being brought to you by Top City Travel. If you want a decently priced vacation, then go no further than Top City Travel. They will get you hooked up. Also want to give a shout out to United Real Estates. They are one of the sponsors of the league. If you want a decent price for your home, or if you're thinking of buying a home, then go no further than United Real Estates. They will find you somewhere to live, or give you a decent price for your home. Anyway, let's go to another one. Coffee and Glitter Mom. If you want a good looking cup with lots of glitter on it, or a good looking glass with lots of glitter on it, especially barbecue season coming up, then go no further than Coffee and Glitter Mom. They will get you sorted out. Go to www.facebook.com// Coffee and Glitter Mom. I always get my words mixed up at the end of broadcasts. I don't know what it is. That's just because I talk too much. Also want to give a shout out to PZ Overlays, Mr. Paul Zota, making the best overlays out there on iRacing. If you want an overlay for your broadcast, like the one you see here, like you've seen here tonight, then go to PZ Overlays. You will find him on Facebook. And also, finally, I'll be remiss if I did not mention our support for pH Aware Pulmonary Hypertension Awareness. One of the most difficult to diagnose diseases out there. Usually when you find out what you have, it's usually too late, as it's very hard to detect. If you want more information, or if you want to make a donation, go to phaware.global. Right, guys, that is going to do it for tonight's broadcast. Any final thoughts, and what are your thoughts going into next week's race again at Charlotte?
If what we saw tonight is any indication of what we have to look forward to next week, get the kids, get the popcorn, put this up on the big screen, because this is going to be one hell of an event next week.
And my final thoughts are, I'll be in the racing capital of the world for the Indianapolis 500, so I'll see y'all in a few weeks.
So Scott, bring your USB cord. Get the kids, get the popcorn, put it up on the big screen in the hotel room, and you can watch along with us next week.
We might do that. We might it'll actually be at my aunt's house. We might actually do that.
Awesome.
There you go.
So you can have
there ain't much else to do in the middle of Indiana. Get while you're killing time. So,
that's true. So have a watch party. You'll be able to enjoy the race from the comfort of your aunt's home. Anyway, that is going to do it for tonight. Fantastic all-star race, and it has been one hell of a show, as we now are going to say goodnight for one more night, as we are going to be back tomorrow with the Paskies Xfinity League as they go to whatever track we just went to on Monday. No? Okay. We'll be back with them tomorrow, as I will also be bringing you a special broadcast from the Major League Esports League as they do their All-Star Open as well, before their actual All-Star race on Saturday night. So definitely something to look forward to there. Sunday night we have a night off. Monday night we're back with the trucks again. And what's it called now? The Sprint Series.
The MD Designs 305 Sprint Car Series will be at South Boston.
So definitely another race.
And apparently some chin-licking fucktard decided to remove me from the Paskies League again.
Apologise for the colourful language. As Tuesday we have the night off again, and Wednesday we are back for the big one at Indianapolis. Scott, I'll let you say a few words about that one.
Well, there's only 2 spots left, guys. I'm shocked. I really didn't think that we'd fill it up. I'll be the first to admit it. But we're going to have a full field. There's only 2 grid spots left. We got 31 out of 33 filled. If you're interested, get in touch with me either through BOFA or on Facebook or through Top Fuel Racing, whichever. And we're going to give away $500 next Wednesday night. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm stoked. We're going to try to make it feel just like the real one as much as we possibly can.
Yeah, and that race in the DW12 set to kick off on Wednesday night. 200 laps around the home of World Motorsport at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. One to look forward to. But for tonight, that is going to do it for us. We are going to get out of here. A fun race altogether. Great qualifying session. Great qualifying format altogether, and congratulations go out to Adam Baker, who wins himself a iFlag to take home with himself. I don't know how he's going to do that, as Tony already mentioned, but
mail it to himself, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. But anyway, that's going to do it for us tonight. All that's left for me to say is keep it clean, keep it green. We will see you again tomorrow for some BOFA Fan Choice.